Hey, good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming to hang out with us tonight. We're 20 Sides to Every Story, and tonight we're going to be playing some Symbaroum. We have been playing for the past couple of sessions one of the adventures out of what is this one? The Copper Crown and under other adventures adventure collection from Free League, and so this one is called The Howling of Damned Gods. It's an adventure that picks up on basically a security checkpoint for folks coming into the country of Ambria. Although much of the adventure takes place sort of away from that checkpoint, as we have now detoured back out into the mountains. And we'll get to like everything that the characters are up to in just a second here. But before we get into all that, we want to welcome you in. Thanks for joining us. We'd like to invite you to come join us in our Discord server if you're not there already. I'll pop the link into the chat here. You come hang out with us there and talk about the games that we like playing here on the channel. A lot of D&D, a lot of Dungeon Crawl Classics. We've been playing a few of the different Free League systems recently. I know Adrian's been brushing up on Delta Green. We've played some Symbaroum. We've played some Dragonbane. What was the other free? We did Forbidden. We've been doing some Forbidden Lands with Isaac. I feel like we've almost gone through their entire catalog at one point.
Walking Dead.
We did do the we did Walking Dead. I don't think we've done Alien on our channel, but some of the 20 Sides people have played Alien, and that's a lot of fun too. I was at Gen Con a few weeks ago, and I played One Ring, which was pretty cool. We got to play a bunch of hobbits and deal with. We had like this situation with some slavers that were hauling off hobbits from the Shire. I was like, wait, what? I don't. Okay, let's do that. That sounds fun. So it was a good system. I would definitely be interested in checking it out again. So yeah, we get into a lot of stuff. So to come and jump into our Discord, we have an LFG channel where we got people posting up games that they're offering to the community, and there might be spots for people to come play. So you can check that out. You can also check out our Patreon. Some of our games will edit into a podcast format, and you can usually get early access if you support the Patreon there. So you can go check that out. Yeah, so I think we'll get right into the game here. Basically, our characters are trying to get into Ambria, and so they had come with a caravan that was coming up north out of the old country of Alberator, and they made it to Prios Pass. And basically, they were just hoping to kind of hunker down and wait for protocol to run its course so that they could get their immigration papers and all of that straightened out so that they could enter into this new nation that the Queen Corinthia had established. And basically things went a little sideways. There was an issue that happened in the refugee camp where one of the soup kitchens essentially had been compromised and been poisoned with some berries that induced corruption very rapidly on a number of people. And so there were some abominations that were basically spontaneously born in the camp and kind of run amok. And this has placed some strain on the administration at Prios Pass, where they're not allowing anybody from the refugee camp into the country until an investigation is taking place, that they know that that the situation is resolved and there's not going to be any further incident, basically. Jomilo had kind of flexed maybe some of his military background a little bit to kind of get put on this task force to investigate what was going on, sort of with the promise of if you could bring some evidence back as to who's responsible, and maybe bring a couple of token people back that could be, very publicly put to justice, then, you might be able to get entry into the country. through your investigations, you have discovered that it probably wasn't random that these people turned into abominations. You learned that there was some foul play, and all of the circumstances kind of led back to there was a prisoner in the camp that was being transported by some black cloaks. This prisoner is a heretic in the eyes of the Church of Prios, someone for reasons that maybe we don't know has not been put to death. Someone who is a priestess of the Earthmother, one of the young gods or the old gods that have been kind of outlawed by Queen Corinthia back during the time of the Great War, when the nation kind of coalesced around Prios as a singular savior god. But she had been held back in the old country for many, many, many years. You've learned that every year during the summer she'd be brought out to kind of repent for her worship of the Earthmother and to declare herself to Prios. And every year she would not do that, and then would go back into captivity. But the time apparently had come. The Black Cloaks were transporting her due north. It sounded like they were intending to bring her to Yndaros. But while they were at the camp, this abomination attack happened, and you learned that there were some Templars of an order of knights called the Knights of the Dying Sun. And they apparently, their whole thing is that they are a sect that wants to see this heretic dead. They kind of blame some of the politics of the church for allowing their god to become weak to the point of that Prios is dying, and they think by taking half measures such as allowing heretics like Elsana to live, that is part of the reason for the diminished status of their god. So they want to see her killed and dead. They think she is dangerous. And so I think you guys, I guess you have to remind me, I think you guys didn't kill them, right? Like, you kind of roughed them up though a little bit at the end there. Is that right?
They got strangled.
I'm pretty sure the Strangler, the Strangler got them.
Okay, so you did kill them.
Some of us killed them.
Gotcha.
Somebody killed them, yes.
Okay. The important thing is they're dead. Because that could come back up in the adventure if they were not dead. But they are dead. Did you guys kill the butler, little butler squire, the old man squire too?
I think we left the old man, right?
No. So whoever went back and killed him killed the butler too, if I remember correctly.
I think that sounds right, but
they didn't want anybody alive.
If I went as strangling, I probably went as strangling.
I mean, you spent 10 XP on that ability. You gotta use it. So those Templars are dead. I guess we don't care what they want, but they wanted Elsana dead. While you're in the camp, you were also approached by, I think his name was Brother Huberto. Does that sound right? He kind of filled you in on a lot of the information because he approached you. He noticed that you were kind of poking around or whatever, and he shared with you that he belongs to a group of reformists within the church, and they wanted to get to Elsana because they wanted to help free her, because they want to see a return to the Prios of old, not the Prios of war, and they believe that the church has kind of led the followers of Prios down a path that isn't true to who Prios is. And so Brother Huberto would have told you that they have powerful connections. They feel that they have the silent support of the Queen, who, for political reasons, can't come out just now and publicly declare for them and create a schism with the church, but that they're moving in that direction. And so they want to see Elsana brought into Ambria and released. In your, I guess, investigations, I think you are now led to believe that there might be a fourth faction in play, because the Black Cloaks had Elsana. After they were attacked by the Templars, the Black Cloaks took Elsana from the camp and seemed like they were maybe inventing a plan B. Because if they were under threat at the refugee camp, they decided maybe to turn back and try to get to the Citadel, which is not too far. In fact, you know that it isn't so far away because you had a Black Cloak with you originally who took a corrupted elf with her to get some help there. So it seemed like the Black Cloaks were transporting Elsana through the mountains to get to their monastery, essentially, and had been killed on the road, strangled. In fact, we got multiple stranglers in the mix, both player characters and NPCs. So you found 2 dead Black Cloaks. You didn't find a dead Elsana, and it seemed that you had basically there are 3 sets of footprints that you have been following now to try to get to Elsana. You have been led to basically this tributary that runs off of the main river, and that is kind of where we ended. You were like on the one side of the river. There's a little bit of like a stone, like kind of footpath that would cross the stream and get to the other side. On the other side, you can see a very kind of forested area. You can see a wooden watchtower some distance in front of you. It's getting to be dark out at this point. But there's kind of the scent of like campfire smoke and such on the air, so you kind of feel that there's probably a settlement or something in the not too far distance ahead of you where you're following these tracks. But coming up from behind you, you've just been basically ambushed. There are, on the little trail that you've been following, on either side of it, pretty spread out, are these crossbowmen. 5 in total. And then there's a 6th figure who Jomilo recognizes. It is the undead figure of Mal-Rogan, who is wearing you can see his one arm is severed off, and it hangs from a cord around his neck. He carries it with him, and he drags this oversized spiked club with him, and we'll get to that, I guess, in just a second, because we're going to have you all introduce your characters for us before we go into maybe some dialogue with Mal-Rogan. Maybe it'll just be fisticuffs right away. I'm not sure, but one way or another, we'll deal with him in a second. But maybe Adrian, we'll have you start. Why don't you tell us just a bit about Jomilo? What we need to know about him.
So, Jomilo's a human captain. He's a warrior from the Queen's army. He may have deserted the army and trying to find his way over to this promised land. Finally, that it seems like he's been on this journey for a while now. And yeah, he just wants to settle this issue, find this priestess as quickly as possible so he can get on with his life.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's go next to Robyn.
All right, I'm Robyn. I'm playing Temper, who's an ogre, a berserker ogre, who fancies herself a bit of a bodyguard. unfortunately, the friend she first made, Telk, did not survive. He was caught up in the commotion back just a few sessions ago and was killed. But Keller was still alive, so that's and she trusted him and he stayed put, so now he's back at camp. I'm sure waiting for her to return. So Temper is looking to find her one best friend that will be with her forever and ever.
Awesome. Yeah, Keller was a part of this gang that's just about to hold you up. So, who knows? Maybe he'll make some new friends here.
Oh, yeah.
You could have a Mal-Rogan following you around on a rope.
He does look pretty cool.
All right, let's go next to Ryan.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Garthok. I'm playing Papa Gnosis, and Papa Gnosis is secretly a changeling. I think everybody in this little group knows that, but not the rest of the world. And he's an independent mystic that's kind of pretending to be a priest of Prios. And that's sort of been his, grift. So what is it? What were the black? What are they? Black
Black
coats?
cloaks.
Black cloaks. Yeah. So he really doesn't like anytime they're around because he thinks he's gonna get found out. But yeah, at this point, I think he's just like, let's get over this bridge and into the promised land, so to speak, and away from all this scrutiny.
Awesome. Let's go next to Lauren.
Right. Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm playing Elin, who is a human witch who is actually from the north, had been down south after being basically run out by all of these Prios people, but found, unfortunately, the south was very inhospitable, and so she had to come back home. Right now, though, honestly, she's quite irritated with this whole, armless club guy, because she is very focused on finding Elsana and, this rescue mission, and does not have time for this zombie nonsense. So that's her frame of mind, is these idiots need to leave us alone so we can get on about our mission.
Awesome. And let's go next to Mick.
I'm Mick. I'm playing Fetch. He's a ogre treasure hunter. He raised in a kind of criminal group and just wants to get north to see if there's somewhere he can fit in now that group's dispersed. And he's kind of latched onto this group and is following along, trying to help out and get to where everyone needs to go.
Awesome. So the party is caught between this stream that is before you, and from behind you, these bandits essentially that follow Mal-Rogan have just walked up. And Mal-Rogan, he talks in this very kind of raspy, almost it's almost like a loud whisper on the air when he talks, and he just says, "The Sunstone. Consider it the toll to go any further. Hand it over."
And just to refresh our memory, we don't have the Sunstone with us anymore.
No, it was in the hands last of your Ordo Arcana. I forget what his name was. Bartolom, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bartolome, yeah.
And they're in the camp, right? Or...
Yes, he. I don't know if he had much interactions other than maybe some goodbyes or whatever, but his mission lied elsewhere. He was actually trying to deliver that artifact to his master, and I think Thistlehold was where he was trying to get to.
Thistlehold? Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll, reply to Mal-Rogan something to the effect of if we had it on us, wouldn't you be able to feel its warmth and and this dreary weather would be kept away. It'd be nice and sunny. You know, we don't have it, clearly, obviously.
That's too bad.
We do know where it is, though. It's on the way to Thistlehold.
You.
We want no problems with you.
Is this like icy blue eyes just glowing? He like stares at you and takes a couple of steps forward. You seem familiar to me.
I get that a lot. Oh, I'm just a regular old Sam.
Well, Sam, really? Sam?
Yes,
I
Sam.
so bad with names.
Funny. I don't remember a Sam fighting on the front lines, although you don't look like a Sam to me. The one that you remind me of was a quivering coward.
Oh, that obviously wasn't me then, my friend.
Nonetheless, if you don't have the Sunstone,
No, but we do know where it is, and it's on its way to Thistlehold right now. I think if you head out over there, you may be able to intercept it.
funny man. Sounds like you're telling me it is out of my reach. But I have the 5 of you. Maybe you don't have the Sunstone, but you'll make up for it in your coin and your equipment.
We don't have much. We just came from the south.
None who live south of the river have much. As it is with us, and so whatever you carry will suffice. It will satisfy us.
How many of them do we get a sense that there are?
It looks in total 6, including Mal-Rogan.
And we're beat up already.
Coin we have.
What?
You think, everybody?
Well, here's the thing. I have very little. You look at me. Nothing can be of use. But I have skills, certain skills, perhaps that could be of use to you. There are
Make a persuasive test.
All right. I'm not very persuasive, so we'll see.
Well, you were close.
I was close.
Just by 1. Okay. I'm actually going to consider that a partial success.
Okay.
Because he wants recruits. And he says, if you could prove yourself useful, perhaps you could join up with us. From what I understand, you are a mystic of sorts.
Yes, I am. But I am currently on a very important mission that if we are successful with, I think would benefit you. I feel that you have no love for Prios, right?
To put it mildly.
Well, then you are in good company. Looks can be deceiving. We are trying to pursue someone who could potentially bring down all of it, the whole regime.
my distaste for the sun god. It is but a personal preference. It will not feed my crew tomorrow. It will not protect us from the rangers. The winters will be harsh.
What if the curse of the South is lifted?
There is no going back for me.
Well, but for your people, you just said that need to be fed, and what if the trees bore fruit again? The vines.
I have a feeling you don't know where you're headed across that way. You're following on some religious, pseudo-political nonsense that I care nothing for. But where you're going, there are resources.
All right.
You may be useful as scouts. Here's the deal. We will let you go if you promise to bring us a head count.
Sure.
Rough
I think
number
we could do that.
of the defenses of the people on the other side of that river. Livestock. Fortifications.
Okay.
Who are the people on the other side of the river?
The tribe of barbarians that follow the Ice Witch. I don't believe that they are well stocked for the winter, but as I said, anything that we can take is pluses in our column. Come out here. You carve what you learn in this tree over here, and he point to a wide trunked oak off of the path, and says, in the morning, there better be something on that tree.
How far are we from the settlement?
Not far. Maybe 30 minutes travel. Just keep following. He kind of points where the watchtower is. You're headed right there. Whatever you're looking for is clearly there. But I don't care about that. You do what you need to do. Bring back what we want to know. And you can walk away.
Sure.
Don't defy me.
Never. We would never. Ever.
You've proven you're capable of finding us. We understand.
He's just going to go over and mark the tree, he said, so that we know the tree, he said.
Can we actually let the tree over there instead?
And before he begins to turn away, he just again, his gaze lands right on Jomilo, and you could feel like he's staring right through you. It's just this unnerving, you could feel the goosebumps on your skin, like you just want to crawl away and hide.
Covers himself, hides his face a little bit.
But he turns his back to you. The crossbowmen keep their crossbows trained on you until he starts to walk away, and then just eventually they very cautiously withdraw.
I guess that could have gone worse.
Yeah, I mean, why does he want? Seems odd that he even needs us to do this, but
Yeah, I mean, this tribe. I don't know.
maybe he can't cross the river. You know.
No, I think
the mystics.
I think he wants to get the info so that he can, and then kill all those people and take all their stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
But-
like he has to send people out or something. You know.
Okay. Well, we've done what he wanted. We've already got a mark on the tree now. So when he looks at it in the morning, there's a mark on the tree. I marked it.
Very smart.
Don't know if legal loopholes work out here, but
It doesn't seem
We
to
got that
type
going
to
for
be
us.
persuaded, but
probably not. No.
I'm gonna give him false information. You know, like what's he gonna do?
How many
Alright.
guards? Too many. How many supplies? None. Yeah.
They're guarding nothing. It's the weirdest thing. Like, can't understand it.
Yeah, I guess we have time to decide whether we, do anything with this. But I imagine we're all thinking we're not going to give up these barbarians necessarily.
Yeah, these random innocent people. No, like we can.
Yeah.
Unless they are as bad as him, but
Right, they're
from
terrible.
what we know so far, they don't. We don't know.
Yeah, they're keeping our options open.
So I would say you're probably aware of there's a lot of bandit groups kind of in this area, like that are maybe bandit isn't even like the right word, but just like the survival, like it's just like survival of the fittest out here, right? Like people kind of just trying to eke out an existence in a very lawless place. So the idea of bandits is pretty common, and even tribes of native people that are in small clusters like this totally makes sense being on this side of the river. It seems that you have dissuaded him from attacking you for now, and you've got a clearer path forward. Would you like to cross the river then and keep heading in the direction that those tracks lead you?
Yeah.
Even Mal-Rogan kind of hinted that we would find what we were looking for there. So.
Mm-hmm.
When you approach, you easily can kind of cross the makeshift bridge there, get across the stream, and get into that forested area. Maybe about 5-minute walk, and you'll get up to where that wooden watchtower is. You'll find that it is not currently occupied, but there's also a set of tracks in the snow leading from the watchtower, heading north? Yes. So it would seem that maybe there had been somebody in there, and maybe they spotted you coming or spotted something, and headed along the trail. Or it's totally possible maybe they were escorting that other set of tracks due north. But there's nobody in the watchtower just now. In the stream, there is like a bit of the stream that cuts north into the woods. So you're actually walking along like a very narrow, like maybe 20 feet wide little stream that's cutting through the woods. And I'll switch this onto a different map so you can kind of get the... Maybe? I thought I put this on here.
While we're walking, would I be able to use my recovery ability to see if I could regain some?
Sure.
Okay, toughness. I had to look and see what the word was. It's a weird thing. It says that multiple attempts can be made a day, but only one successful attempt is allowed. So I have to make a roll against resolute. All right, there we
Nice.
go. I
Nice.
succeeded. And then it's a D4, so I think I have to type that in, right?
Mhm.
There's no like cheat.
Yeah, I don't know about your sheets and
There we
things
go.
like that very well,
Yep.
so...
Well, that helps a little bit. That takes about half of my damage away.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I would say that we're formally out of Act 2 now, so temporary corruption is reset at this point.
Nice. Thank you.
And so you are traveling and making your way through the woods, following the do you all have vision on this map?
Yes.
Okay, good. So what you see is that stream cuts through these woods and kind of crosses underneath sort of this natural stone archway. And it seems like it leads into almost like a caldera, like in the mountains. And up ahead, as you're like looking straight down where that stream is leading you, is that it leads underneath that archway and seems to pass underneath a gate and a wall that is built on the other side.
It's a pretty big settlement.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting the sunstone? What?
No,
No?
we're just no. That's no. Just we're seeing if they've taken Elsana here.
Oh. Who's Elsana?
The oh, she's the one who might save us all from. She's the head of. No.
Is she the ice
Oh.
witch?
No, she's the priestess of the earth.
The earth,
The Earthmother.
not just the
Earthmother.
ice. Yes, the Earthmother.
Okay. I get it now. So where's the sunstone?
Oh, back at the settlement or something.
Oh,
Sunstone's on
know.
its way to Thistlehold.
wait.
Yeah.
Just tell me what to hit when it's time.
Hopefully nothing. Hopefully nothing. But
Hold that thought. Now, yeah, this place looks pretty big. Like Mal-Rogan wanted us to like do some reconnaissance, and like almost immediately, like it kind of dawns on us that like this is too much for Mal-Rogan to handle, right?
Well,
absolutely.
just
Yeah.
realize I know you can see the entire map, but like your characters can't see all of that. Like all you'd be able to
Okay.
see
Like this big
is a wall.
archway and a wall. Like again,
Yeah.
even that seems a little bit like too much for
Like
Grandiose,
definitely
right?
there's some fortifications here and everything like that.
Yeah.
And all around you,
Yeah.
you know, it's like a big mountain. So you can understand that this is a pretty defended place, that he wouldn't want to attack this without knowing some very specific information.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like 6 zombies, you know, ain't gonna get through that wall.
Mhm.
Speaking
Fitch
of
was
which,
gonna
neither
ask
are we,
Jomilo
right?
exactly
Like,
that.
how are we gonna get through that wall? I guess we knock.
That's what I was. We have to knock.
Okay.
Maybe there's one of those doorbells. do you ring?
So it sounds like the group is entertaining the idea of basically moving up plainly and announcing yourself.
I guess maybe before we move up plainly and announce ourselves, maybe we sneak about and see if there's a sneaky way too. That seems like maybe better.
If they see us sneaking about, they'll think that we have bad intentions. If we get caught.
Don't we? Like, what if these are the people that have the priestess?
But what if they've rescued the priestess? Did she go willingly, or did they capture her?
They could combine earth and ice and get frozen earth.
Tundra, yeah.
Yeah.
Have we seen any of the people of this tribe, or we've only heard about them?
I think you've only just heard of them from Mal-Rogan. I guess if anybody wants to do, I would say Elin could do a straight cunning test, but probably everyone else will be at a -5.
Wow, Elin, way to show off.
But Elin, because this would be like, you're familiar maybe with other barbarian tribes and things like that. Even though this is kind of far out of the way, you have heard of them.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
You don't know a lot about them, but the Ice Witch is I don't remember like what the Symbaroum term is, but she's basically like the head of their clan, whatever that word is. But she has kind of a loose rulership, I guess, over a number of settlements where she's sort of a traveler, and each settlement has its own chieftain.
Gotcha.
But they are a tribe that is basically seen as like rebellious. Like a lot of the tribes kind of bent the knee to Queen Corinthia. Not so much that they bent the knee, but they just they negotiated peace terms because they were getting killed. They were getting slaughtered when all the Ambrians moved north. But this is one such group that has been kind of dislocated a bit, and they are openly being hunted by the Rangers.
Yeah, I was trying to get a grasp of if I could like shapeshift to look like one of them, but I don't think I can because I've never seen one.
Well, they're kind of like me, except for icier. That doesn't really help you.
I guess, Elin, you would know, I guess just following, if Papa Gnosis brought this up, you would know that many of this tribe will train Jakars, which are kind of like a wolf type creature. They'll usually use them in their defensive strategy or whatever. They'll train them and equip them to help defend their camps and settlements.
All right. Yes. I'll basically pass on because obviously my tribe was disbanded and scattered and didn't hold together like this. So seeing this entire settlement that is so well defended is very awe-inspiring to me. So everything that I've ever heard about them has now going to come out larger than life because I'm like, and they have wolves. The Jakars that they ride them, and they might like come out, and they train them to attack anyone who comes to threaten them. And the Ice Queen, if she's here, she did more for her people than anyone. I mean, I'm almost certain that if they have the Earthmother, they are helping her to take back our lands.
I believe, Elin. I believe that's true.
I mean, I can't imagine why else they would have her. I mean, it would be just insane if it was some sort of, betrayal or something.
These are people that are loyal to the old ways.
Oh yeah.
You know, loyal to the old ways and not corrupted by the queen or new Church of Prios or whatever. These are going to be
No.
good people. These are people that are going to help us.
Well, if we're that confident, then let's knock on the door.
So I'll go up real jaunty like and
Okay, you as soon as you guys move forward and you pass underneath like the stone archway, once you come like out of the woods, you'll see that on top of like it's basically a stone wall, and there's like a wooden double doors, like a gate that like kind of runs over the river. But these double doors would open such that there would be like a little 10-foot or less path on either side of the river that you could walk into the settlement. Something that's like large enough that a wagon or some horses or whatever could cross through. But on top of the wall, there are 5 sentries, essentially like lookouts that have spears in hand, wearing furs and such. And as soon as they see you, they say, halt. Who are you that you would come here? A motley crew, it would seem. 2 ogres, an Ambrian, and 3 Ambrians. I guess you wouldn't be able to tell that you're necessarily I don't know, Elin, like what is your dress?
Oh, I'm still wearing like all of my old like Ambrian stuff. Like I still
Okay.
look very much like witchy and everything. They would be able to tell.
Okay, like they basically call out that this is a motley crew that is walking in at their threshold, and they say, unless you have a good reason to be here, we can't take in outsiders. We have barely enough to feed our own mouths.
We just need some protection from some of the bandits here. We're just weary travelers. We lost our way. Our caravan was attacked by some undead creature, and we just need a place to stay, just to stay warm and stay alive.
Make a persuasive test. I'm gonna say -2. Oh, you already put the -2 in. Okay, so
Yeah.
they look at one another and they say, well, if you agree to surrender your weapons, it's not our call to make, but we'll allow you to speak with the chieftain, and if he deems that you're worthy of our hospitality, then so be it. But you're not coming in here armed.
Fine.
Oh, understood. Yes. No. You look like you can more than protect us inside.
Then they
I like my weapons.
Oh, they'll keep them safe, I'm sure. Or you can stay and stand guard.
Can I guard too?
Maybe. Can she guard too?
you can guard on that side of the wall.
Oh, I can be the first guard.
That seems reasonable. They look at each other. The doors start to creak open as they open up their community to you, essentially, or at least entranceway to it. There are 2 guards that will like basically meet you immediately, and one is going to go one by one and like kind of pat you down and start taking your weapons from you. Is there anything I need to know about any sleight of hand or concealing of weapons or anything like that that's going to happen?
That's what I'm trying to look if I'm able to. I don't have any special abilities to do that, but I imagine a crossbow would be a difficult thing to hide. But my dagger,
like something like a dagger or smaller, I think you could do a check maybe. Probably a discreet test to try to stow it away on yourself.
is there a modifier?
Let's see. Yeah, let me just see the guards, what their stats are. They'd be contested by their resolve. Walls.
Now I can always go with strangulating, but I think it would be nice if we had at least a weapon.
We have the ability to bend their will, so you can do that. Let us through with our weapons.
Oh, wait a minute. Can we do that? Can we do like a these aren't the droids you're looking for? Like we could.
How many of them? There's a lot of them, aren't there? Like 4 of them.
There's
But
5 in total here.
5 in total here.
That's gonna be too many. We can only do it at one at a time. There's 2 of us.
Mm-hmm. We could do the
And
2 that are like patting us down. You didn't find anything.
Ooh, yeah. You did not find anything.
Yeah. Nothing here.
But us chickens. Yeah, we could.
To get a dagger in though, right? Like they probably would like I don't know how the ones on top might be like, he's clearly holding a crossbow.
Well, like, yeah. I definitely have a big old crossbow. Now, what about our ogres? Like, what if we used our power to get their weapons through somehow? Because it seems like that would be more useful to us than. Because me and you have things we can do.
What if we just say like you should let our friend through? She's outside, trying to defend, but maybe like let her come through and, stay warm, have some soup.
Yeah.
All of these are great what ifs.
Yeah.
We're staying there.
I'm going to start with just hiding my dagger. Let's do that.
Okay. Give me a what'd I say? Discreet test.
Okay, just straight discreet.
Okay. When the guy's patting you down, wherever you've got your dagger, concealed wherever, and he doesn't detect it. So.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So I got a dagger in there.
Fitch is going to offer up his hand axe, but say the dagger's for food, not for people.
Okay. Give me a persuasive test.
Okay.
And they'll say, that's fine. You can eat your food on the other side of that wall there with your friend.
You can have it. It's fine. I want it back.
And they say, of course, as you depart, we'll keep them safe for you. You just realize that we're taking a big risk letting you in, but you will not be armed while you meet with the chieftain. And so,
I understand.
They collect up the rest of your things. Sounds like Temper is going to stay on the outside of the wall
I'm guarding.
and guard.
Yes.
All right.
Forward guard.
Yes, forward guard.
So then, oh, I should probably move your token up here. Basically, they will let you through then. And then, at that point, once you're let through, you can see the vastness of this valley, I guess, that has like a central small little lake here that these streams are running into. Just based on the proximity of all the tents to it, seems like that is where they collect a lot of their drinking water. There's a waterfall over here that seems to be filling that stream with clean water. Off to your left here is a stables. No, this is actually a good question. Didn't you guys like have some horses that you had brought with you that you took from those?
We did,
Black Cloaks?
yeah. We
Yeah.
stole some horses, yeah.
So they would probably be ushering your horses over to the stables to be fed or taken care of over there. It seems like that's where the barbarians keep their riding horses. There's probably a couple of Jakars in there too. We'll say that there's two Jakars that seem to be kind of
We have like elbow
on
pockets.
watch. Over here you can see a number of like it looks like rows of like cabbages and potatoes and different hardy vegetables like that can survive up here in this this environment. And I guess what you'd see over here is more permanent structures like wooden 1-2 room homes or buildings, and then like above them on this the wall, the cliff wall here, it looks like it's just pockmarked with all these different like caves. There isn't really like natural ways of getting up there. Like you don't see like pythons or anything like stuck in the wall that you could like easily. It doesn't seem, I guess what I'm saying is like it doesn't seem like anybody goes up there very frequently because there's no convenient way to access them. But nonetheless, it's just like, yeah, it's just weird because it's like this wall of open entryways, I guess, into this cavern network that you can imagine is within the mountain there. To the north here, you could see maybe some more cabbages and things like that, but there seems like there's a little barn here, a lot of goats kind of grazing a bit out in the open. And it seems like it's fenced off right before a ravine that heads up further north, a very narrow kind of passageway, but it is there. And then there's like a big kind of unusual looking tent in comparison to the others. It's like a round tent. Looks more like the style of tent that you would have seen in the refugee camp. But there's like two of the guards are escorting you, and they're taking you over this bridge, and it seems like they're directing you over to like one of the bigger buildings over here in these wooden shacks that you notice.
Do we notice if there's a lot of people? Can we tell, is there a lot of activity going on? Or?
It is like kind of like evening time now, and so you can see that there are maybe some campfires and such among the tents. And you'd see like some people kind of milling about, like they're making dinner. There's maybe children playing and getting scolded by their parents for getting rowdy right before supper time or whatever. So there's definitely like a civilian population here that isn't just like the guards and things like that are patrolling around. So you get brought before this larger building. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the notes on this guy. But you're ushered into the building, and as soon as you enter in, there's kind of this scent of like incense on the inside of the building. There's a big like bearskin rug on the floor. Number of wooden chairs kind of lounged about, and there's like a proper like fireplace in this building, and there's a roaring fire there. In this room, this building has multiple rooms, and so you are instructed to kind of sit down, make yourselves comfortable, and then the guards withdraw into one of the other rooms. And a moment later, the chieftain makes his presence known to you, and he goes. He's a big, burly man, just a huge, thick brown beard, big bushy eyebrows, and he wears like kind of this like a fur cap that is fairly tall. You know, it's almost like, you know, the man with the biggest hat is like the guy that you need to talk to. He's got a big fuzzy hat, and he sits down. He's got big, you know, big wolf fur cloak on that only adds to his sense of presence, I guess, in the room as he sits down. And he's got a pipe in hand that he lights as he begins to talk to you, and he says, "Oh, so my men tell me that you're looking for shelter from bandits."
So whatever in my culture is like the way that you show respect for the, you know, chieftain, that's what I'm going to do first for him, and just, you know, assume that it will mostly translate over. And so I'll do like a little, you know, sign of respect thing and say, "Yes, terrible, terrible one-armed bandits."
Yes, I am familiar with Mal-Rogan.
Oh, yes. It's
Well,
awful.
they're coming to kill you tomorrow.
You're joking.
No, I'm not joking.
How do you know this?
Because we ran into him. And he told us he would only let us go if we came here, counted heads, told them about defensive positions. But obviously, we're not going to do that. So we're here to help.
Have you brought gifts?
Yes,
Food?
absolutely. So we have, he tried to take it from us, but we were able to get away without giving him anything. And so we do have, well, I mean, a little bit of money, a little bit, you know, not a whole lot, but we can be of use. And we are very good in a fight. So we are probably more of use of that than food. Unfortunately, we're coming from the south, so you know it wasn't much.
I don't fear Mal-Rogan. I fear this coming winter. Too many mouths, too little food. The other clans have not fared much better than us. We're left to fend for ourselves.
Look at this place. I mean, and the people that you've brought here. My tribe is no one. I mean, we were scattered to the wind. You have this place. Look at it.
Yes, we have this place, and it's as full of freeloaders. I don't need more.
Well, what could we do for you?
You could go out and fetch me a proper tribute. Catch us some food.
Food.
Don't you see that it's not going to matter? Mal-Rogan's coming tomorrow. We need to prepare.
We've defended ourselves from the likes of him plenty of times. How many did you see? He wants you to give him a head count. Why don't you give me a head count of what we can expect in the morrow? Oh, Ryan, if you're talking, you might be muted. I just saw
Yeah,
something expressive.
I'm just talking to
The jazz
myself.
hands.
Talking to
Yeah.
myself, yeah. I was like, yeah, we saw 500. He's got a whole army. You're gonna need it.
500.
I don't actually say that.
Okay.
No, he has lots of them. But he's trying to get something that if he gets, I don't know how it would strengthen him, but he's also looking for an artifact.
I don't have any artifacts here. Like I said, I only have freeloaders that want to take advantage of our hospitality. And now I've got more sitting in my near my hearth.
But I'm saying if he's able to get the artifact, who knows what he can do with it. It melts snow and ice and... That's what he's looking for probably tonight.
Sounds like a fantastic item that I wish that I had for my people.
Listen, I know a way. You don't want to stay here. I know a way that we can get into the promised land. We can get out of here. But we need to defeat Mal-Rogan. There was some trouble in the refugee camp. If I'm able to pin the blame on somebody, I'll be able to get these people with me, most likely your people, across the border.
I don't want to cross the border. I want nothing to do with you Ambrians.
But you're going to die out here.
Says you. This is our home. You're asking me, you come in here asking for shelter and you're asking me to abandon my home? Something doesn't smell right here. What is the real reason that you came here? Sniffing around.
Well, if you must know, we're looking for Elsana.
I might have figured freeloaders beget more freeloaders.
Not a freeloader. What do you mean?
I entertain her and her comrades because my mistress bids me to. But they are outlasting their welcome.
Why is
There,
that?
So if you're here looking for her, maybe there is something you can do. You can get them out of my camp. Bringing troubles to us.
We may be able to do that.
but yeah, can we talk with her?
I will not get in your way. I think you know which tent is hers.
Thank you.
But I want you gone by morning.
In the meantime, I should probably help you prepare for Mal-Rogan. You're fighting men and women ready?
Make another persuasive test.
Okay. Modifier?
For him, we'll say a -2. Like he's very distrustful of you.
Oh,
Ooh.
But he says, Mal-Rogan. They say that he was a soldier in your war. Perhaps
That is
you could share some of your battle tactics. Help us to understand how he might look to defeat us.
Yes. No, I could. And I think there's also something special about that arm that he has hanging around his neck.
Hmm.
You can find a way to separate him, his arm. Might work, might do something.
Talk with my men at the gate. Share your information, but be quick about it. Don't mistake this as you are not one of us. You are brief house guests.
Sure, sure. And Jomilo looks over to Fetch. Oh, so we need to go and get these people ready.
Guess I could have shared this with you. This is what he looks like.
Oh, the hat kind of sold it. This is what I was imagining.
I was almost imagining like a gnome hat, just because you know. But that's pretty close.
Oh, the Kit Kat.
Yeah, I was thinking Cossacks, so that works. All right, let's go for a walk then, Jomilo.
All right. So I'll just check in quick. Temper, you're standing out in the cold,
Yes.
looking due
But it's
south.
okay. Yes, I'm helping to guard.
And it is quiet. There's no sight or sound of Mal-Rogan or his bandits or any other threat coming up that way. Once in a while, one of the guards just I don't know, maybe like every 30, 40 minutes or so, the guard will just say down, "Have you seen anything? Coast clear?"
Looks clear. Yeah.
They're just very patronizing you a little bit, just
I think it's cool. I think they've included me in their little group here. I've got some friends.
Yep. Yeah, they're not being
Your read of the
malicious, but
situation is
and then so Jomilo, you're gonna end up maybe down there by the wall, and the guards will, take any kind of advice that you're giving them. No, they'll ask questions back.
I think it would be good to tell them that it's probably a good idea to set up some sort of trap to get, since this area here comes into sort of a, what is that called? That military term.
Choke point.
Yeah, a choke point. Thank you. Would be a good point here.
We also saw he had lots of crossbowmen, so you want to be able to have some cover as well. Especially if you're going to get in there and cut that arm off him.
So
And that's the
I think
extent
we'd
of
all
Fitch's military knowledge.
we all come up with some sort of plan.
yeah, they'll talk over. They'll kind of be like, "Do you really think that he would come up to the gate like this, or how far down the river would you set up a trap?" And they'll ask you different questions and kind of get your sense of what you think is reasonable.
Fitch Fitch will ask about the caves. Those caves in your cliffside there, they don't lead out, right? They can't find. He seemed pretty confident. This place seems pretty tough. So can he sneak in through those caves or something like that? Because if so, that's something you need to worry about.
They would say that those caves are used on occasion like for shelter, like if they need to, like if the bad storm comes through, they'll go and hole up in the caves. But the truth of the matter is, like, nobody knows where they go. Like, they go into the Underdeep, is what is believed. So theoretically, it's possible that somebody could find a different outlet to like get down there and then come up, but they've never had anything like that happen before.
Okay.
But certainly they don't. They're a little too spooked to go too far into the Underdeep because they've heard all sorts of stories of strange abominations and things like that that live down there, and so it's not something that is well documented within this clan. And
Are they talking to the guards that are by where I am, or are they talking to different guards?
So I think Jomilo was headed to the guards. Fetch, were you going with Jomilo then?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they're talking on the wall, and Temper, you would overhear some of that.
Because the only thing Temper would add is like, how deep is this water? Like, could they sneak in, through the water?
This stream that runs under the gate is relatively shallow.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say maybe 15, 20 feet deep.
Gotcha. Well, everybody looks so small compared to me. I thought maybe they could swim in a sneaky way.
They would probably point to like that ravine to the north is potentially a weakness. That someone could potentially climb up the mountain and then climb down into the ravine and muster up there and get in. But
You're talking
And-
about this area here.
the ravine up here north of where the goats are. Otherwise, I mean, potentially, like, someone could do something radical and like take a boat down the waterfall or something. But yeah,
Get
probably-
in the barrel,
probably wouldn't be very effective ambush.
Mal-Rogan with his attack barrels.
yeah, do a little hobbit thing. Yeah. So then the rest of the group wants to head to that circular tent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as we're going, I'll say, probably, I don't know if this is the right look for going in. The whole Gnosis, like,
Did I change what I look like, or?
maybe just clothes, or I don't know. This, right now we look like, Prios in body. That might give the wrong impression.
I can let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of make myself look more like like just one of these folks, sort of.
Just a normal guy. Yeah.
Okay, like one of the barbarians.
Yeah. Kind of unassuming.
Okay.
That's better. It's better.
And let me see if I have to roll anything. Novice free. Yeah, I think it says a successful die roll against resolute.
Okay. The resolute test's a shapeshift.
Yeah.
But you make it.
So,
All
yeah.
right. So you transform and, kind of give yourself the complexion of these pale barbarians that live here in the mountains, and maybe give yourself a couple tattoos or something on your flesh that kind of marks you or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take like kind of the look of a couple different people and mix them together.
Sure. Sounds good.
It's good. It's good.
Any other preparations that you're making as you're preparing to approach the tent?
I'll say a little prayer of some sort.
So you could see as you kind of round the corner there and see the face of the round tent. It's pretty big. It's like 15 feet in diameter. So you can imagine like it could fit a number of people on the inside. On the outside of the tent, there is an individual that's kind of standing very alert, wearing like a brown robe, bald, very serious face. He's a male. And he's carrying an axe, like a two-handed axe in his hands.
I'll say something as we approach, like, Mother's blessings to you. See.
He just kind of gives you a nod.
So, here's the thing. We were in the camp earlier, when the incident happened, and well, through the grapevine, we heard who was there, and well, we want to help.
How would you even know how to begin to help?
Well, we have certain abilities that have proved useful through our passage. And, well, I think we have similar goals. We've fought off some of those who you also encountered. They're dead now. All of them.
Great. More bodies. Trail of bodies. We've left a few of our own on the way to get here. It's only a matter of time. There's going to be those that will follow that trail. We are not safe here. Elsana is not safe here.
Well, that's the other thing that we could maybe help with is we were actually tasked with finding out who caused the commotion, and sending them on the path, the authorities there. So we just have to give them someone, and then all of those trail of bodies can be attributed to whoever.
So what are you proposing? Who are we going to give up?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe one of these, well, are you familiar with Mal-Rogan? One arm tied on his neck.
I can't say that I am, though I'm not from here.
Fortunate for you, because he's probably going to be attacking tomorrow here.
As soon as you say that, he says, "Wait here," and he goes into the tent, and you just hear like hurried whispering.
We said too much.
And then you just hear an older voice say, "Quickly now, come on inside." And as you enter, inside the tent, there's essentially like this like curtain of like beads that divides the tent in half. It kind of creates like artificially like two rooms or whatever. And a couple of bedrolls. You could see some supplies kind of laid out, like mess kits and things like that. Maybe some bindings that are broken and on the ground or whatever. But from the other side of the curtain, you just see her, "Come. I hear that you have come to meet me."
Oh.
My eyes are like this big right now.
"It's all right, my child."
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm like doing like, all the genuflecting and everything that I can put on. It's all very embarrassing. Like this is,
And as you enter into the other side of the curtain, you can see this very very old woman, very pale, heavy rings under her eyes, just kind of scraggly gray hair. She's wearing very dirty robes, and has kind of an earthy musk in the air. But she looks like someone that's been in captivity for a long time. She's very frail, very thin, and her voice just kind of like carries this almost like a tiredness. But there's like a little bit of like a warmth to her voice nonetheless as she speaks to you, and she says, I welcome you, such that these accommodations are. I understand you come from the refugee camp where all of that terribleness happened."
yes. We saw I don't know if you saw any of them going off over the cliff, but that was us.
No, I think the Black Cloaks had me well on my way as all of that was happening.
It's probably for the best. It got quite gruesome. Why is everyone trying to take you?
Well, after more than 20 years in captivity, you tend to get a bit of a reputation, it would seem, and a lot of people have a lot of views on how to deal with me.
Well, is it true, though, what they say, that you're a threat to Prios? Power here?
Well, I am a threat to someone's power, though I would reject the notion that I am a threat to Prios. I am someone who is sympathetic to Prios. I miss Prios. I miss the Prios that I knew before the war, not this Prios that they set in front of the Ambrian people and seduced into its arms and used as an excuse to overreach beyond their need to defeat the Dark Lords. I will not bow my head and worship that Prios. But I, along with all of the other young gods, the Executioner, the Earthmother, and she lists off all of these other deities, They are but equal, with their own tenets, their own domains. They are all necessary. And I am suspicious of any regime that would try to quell them, put down the followers and worshippers of other faiths.
So it's the queen then that you're the real threat to.
No, I don't think so. I have heard rumblings that the queen also misses the Prios of old. But the church has become too powerful to oppose.
And who is really in charge of everything?
It's hard for me to say. I have been but one who has collected whispers from a prison cell for many, many years. But I must use what years I have left to make sure that people remember the old ways. And that is why my friends here have taken it upon themselves to free me. They are to take me back to the realm of the Order, a place where all faiths, all are welcome to the West.
And then what?
Well, to be honest, this is to be released from captivity is not something that I thought I'd live to see. I haven't thought that far ahead. But you've come here to
Well,
get answers, to find justice for those people that died at the camp.
yes, partially. That's one thing, is that yes, we wanted to know who was to blame. We lost a friend, and that but also to make sure that you were safe. We didn't know there's so many factions, so many people who were trying to find you. Black Cloaks and the Templars and all the rest. Some want you dead. So we wanted to make sure that you were safe.
I am safe, but for the moment. But you say that this place is no longer safe, that it will be attacked imminently? Then I must... I was hoping to get a bit of respite here in this... the embrace of these fine folk, but perhaps we shall move.
We'll try to defend it here.
As you say that, the man that was formerly guarding the tent just steps forward and says, "No. If this place is to be attacked, there will be bloodshed. We cannot risk it, Mother. We must take you back. We must take you to the realm of the Order." And just so you understand, there is a third person. There's another like monk basically in here, a woman who also has an axe and it has the brown robes. Well, I am being advised that we must leave.
Hey. I don't know. It just this realm of the order. Is it not just? Will you not just disappear there? And with you, you know, the Earthmother, but all of the gods are there.
What do you suggest, my child?
Well, that is what happened to my people. The Prios came in, and then they don't exist anymore. Really, not as a people. If we all leave, I left, and now there's nothing, no part of who we were. If you leave these lands completely.
I have no friends to the north in Ambria. As you say, there are those that wish to have me killed. Would I not just be vulnerable? I mean, I have heard that there are some who share my beliefs, but I wouldn't know how to find them.
Well, there's the of Prios and the old, right? That's we, and I'm turning to Papanosis. The man, the father. What was his father? Oh,
I don't actually know anything about Prios. I'm an
no, not
independent.
that. That was talking to you. There was that old Prios worshipper. Remember?
Brother
can.
Huberto, I
Brother
think his name.
Huberto. Yes, Brother Huberto. He had the same belief about Prios being manipulated and not that trying to restore him back. And he said that the queen maybe agreed, but that she couldn't say it publicly. So maybe him, he might be able to connect you. I mean, if you trust him, I don't know that we do, but he's saying the same things you are.
As you're kind of floating this idea, the man just says, "No, Elsana, we must go. It is too dangerous to put trust in strangers." And she says, "Hold on, I want to hear what she has to say." And she is listening to you. You could give me a persuasive test.
Unfortunately, not all that persuasive, but we're gonna really try.
You got this.
Yeah, I have passion, but persuasion. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, hey.
There you go.
Passion pays off. Yay.
Passion.
Into persuasion.
She says, "No, she's right. I can go and hide in safety with you while I am grateful to have been freed from captivity. Would I not be placing myself in a prison of my own making? No, I need to do something with my freedom, not retreat back into safety. If you know someone, my child, you say that there is someone who belongs
Yes.
to the church who believes as I do. Perhaps there is a greater movement that we can inspire."
That's what he said, that there were others that believe this, that even at high levels that believe this, but they have to. It's shadowy because it's, how the church is. They'll say that, you're not a true believer, but this group exists. They were trying to find you, but you know how it got at camp.
Yes. I'll We have taken a few steps forward. I am no longer in the bindings of the Black Cloaks. Sounds like the Templars. We'll have to keep an eye out for more of them. But I will go with you. And she turns to the two monks and she says, the executioner has aided you well. You have delivered me. You have made your promise. Go back to the realm of the Order. Tell those that you report to that I am safe, but I am going to take my sacred charge forward. I will follow the guidance of the Earthmother and Elin here, and we will head north, and we will remind the people of Prios, the true Prios, the light bringer, not this lawgiver.
Oh, I hear that. Yes. But we do need to first make sure that the bandits don't kill us overnight. So
I will wait for your directive. I will follow your lead. When you say it is time to set out, that things are safe, then it shall be.
yes. Okay. All right. So I'm very jazzed, and like, did you hear? She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. We're gonna change everything. It's all gonna be different. I'm saying this as we're like, I've got Papanosis, I'm like, you are perfect. You are great. You look exactly how you're supposed to look, and she's gonna do it. And oh, but we have to fight the bandits. We have to fight the bandits.
So you guys return then to the wall where like the rest of the group is. At this point, like an hour, maybe an hour and a half or so has passed. And so you've given some instruction. You've talked with like the guards for as much assistance as that might give in any kind of conflict. But you've given them some ideas, some strategy, and such. What does that look like as you all come back? So that Temper, you're on the other side of the wall. You can probably hear Elin coming from quite a ways away, the excitement and such.
Voice.
Oh, she's happy. That's good.
But as you all come back together, the guards at some point would be like the hours late. We can show you to a tent that you may have for the evening.
We've got to be out by the morning, right? Was that the deal? Or what was the deal?
Yeah, the chieftain wants you out, and he'll be further pleased to hear that you're taking Elsana with you. Doesn't sound like he was much too happy to have them hanging about.
And Jomilo would talk to Elin and ask, is she willing to help us out in this fight?
I mean, as much as she can. She's a very frail old woman, but yeah, she wants to go on and go north. So
Looks can be
Yeah.
deceiving. Look at our own Papanosis.
that's true. That's true. She is
You
very
wouldn't-
powerful.
Wouldn't think he was a strangler.
No, well, looking at him now, I'm like kind of like maybe.
Well,
Do we-
now stranglers look like Papanosis to me. So
As a category, yeah. Fair. Are they going to give us our weapons back if we help defend? I feel like that's
No,
going to be
yeah.
necessary. Yeah.
Well, they're saying they're not worried about Mal-Rogan, but I've got a feeling that Mal-Rogan's got an arm up his sleeve.
Well, that's normal.
An extra one.
Two. Yeah. Oh.
Or He's missing one.
I was gonna say, I think it's just like the 2 arms. It's just one's attached to the neck. That's been my interpretation of his physiology. Anyways.
His deal.
The guards wouldn't actively like give you your weapons back while you're roaming about in the camp or anything like that. Like you have a feeling like if you were attacked, like
Okay.
probably you could. It's not like they're under. Like your items aren't necessarily like in some safe or anything. Like you know where they are.
Just
Like you could
over
go
there.
and get them if you really wanted to. But you know that would be seen as kind of aggressive. So.
Okay. Just you know.
But you're you know as you're walking about, they still like kind of keeping an eye on you a bit. They're not 100% trusting of you. Yeah, so I think like for the evening, if you want to go back to your tent, we could close out the scene or the night with
I think we would tell some of these the chieftain's men that we need like posts, like keeping guard in different spots, settlement.
You would get the sense that like they're taking your warning seriously. Like they've got their own patrols and everything. They would probably at this point tell you, "Thank you for the advice. We know how to defend our home." Like we've got some ideas from you on terms of like how does the Mal-Rogan think in terms of tactics or strategy, but beyond that, we got it from here.
Do we have to go put stuff on the tree?
I mean, we could put lies on the tree. But if we go back there, they might capture us.
But we were supposed to go put stuff on the tree.
But we did. We did, remember? We were supposed to mark the tree. That was what the instruction was, mark the tree. And that he marked the tree.
Marked the tree.
Yeah, so we have fulfilled the letter of our
I
obligation.
mean, and if Mal-Rogan's mad, what's he gonna do? Attack us? He's gonna attack anyway.
But if we put lies on the tree, then maybe he attacks worse.
Yes. But he might capture us if we go out there.
Why, if he wants us to put stuff on the tree, would he capture us?
Are you saying temper to overnight to go to the tree and
tell lies? Should we oversell or undersell?
If we oversell, more people might come.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Is that how you do a fight though? Do you normally take just enough?
Well, I mean, he only has who he has, right? But
yeah, he only had six people with him.
well,
that's
we
all we saw. But
it might be more.
Yeah, that's all.
But what I mean is, if you take everyone you've got, and it becomes an easy fight, you don't lose many people, then awesome. If you go, I'm only going to take half my people, and then it's a close fought victory and most of your people die, he's going to bring everything he's got either way. Right?
Mm-hmm. I think the only thing we could do, the best thing we could do, is if we had some sort of trap set up, then we could say, go here, but here has, boulders falling on them.
Alex, would Jomilo know that answer?
What's that?
About Mal-Rogan? If would he bring everybody or would he bring just enough based on
I guess give me a cunning test and then I'll answer your question based off of how that goes.
Cunning. Ooh.
So Mal-Rogan is trying to make an assessment as to whether this is a good idea to raid this place. It's not going to factor into like how many people he brings. It's whether this is even a reasonable thing for him to entertain. Right? So like if you oversell, he's probably not going to attack. I mean, presumably. If you undersell and he makes the calculus that, yeah, there's a weakness somewhere, you know, I could maybe loot. Maybe I could get a couple of those goats.
So we could technically just leave, oversell, keep Mal-Rogan from attacking these people. Mal-Rogan doesn't fuck with us. We take the Earthmother and be about our happy business.
Yes, that's thinking
And just,
about Mal-Rogan's.
You live with the satisfaction of knowing we saved these people from Mal-Rogan. If that's really what we're doing, because it sounds like maybe they could whoop Mal-Rogan's butt anyway.
I mean, they do have
Jomilo.
a very defensible.
I think we should oversell.
Make out that they've got fortifications at the north as well. And they've got many guards, too many because they can't feed them with the little supplies they've got. That gives us an oversell of troops and an undersell of the reward of winning.
Sounds good. And then do we just set off after that, or we come back here after we carve the tree?
I think we just set off, right? We take Homegirl. Homegirl's willing to go with us when we're ready to go, right? I think we just...
Yeah. I can go get her.
And where are we going?
We've got to do stuff. We've got to pin something on somebody so we can get across the bridge, right?
Right. And
Can we
probably
safely take her back to the refugee camp?
Well, that's what I was going to say. We have to stay out of the refugee camp, but then there's the father. What's his name? Father, what's his name at the refugee?
Humberto.
Humberto, yes. He wants to have her to take her into the secret society thing. So if we could get to the refugee camp, stay on the outskirts with her, get Humberto, he'll take her to wherever, and then we just have to have a patsy for all of this. One of the strangled people is, the obvious choice.
I mean, I feel like if we could use this group, this tribe, to help us defeat Mal-Rogan, Mal-Rogan would be a great patsy to bring back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So maybe we get Mal-Rogan to attack. We stay here, we help and defend. This way we've got help against Mal-Rogan's people, this whole tribe. And then we take Mal-Rogan with us back and blame, use him as our patsy.
He's bad.
That's what Jomilo was thinking. It was just a risk.
It is a risk because what if he has more people than we thought? And he's more powerful than we thought.
At least we've got this whole tribe helping us then,
Yeah, and I guess he was planning to attack them anyways, but... Oh. I mean, we do need someone to get across.
We definitely can't defeat him by ourselves.
No.
So if we want to use him as our patsy, we probably need to work with use this tribe's numbers to our advantage.
He wanted to take the Sunstone and get people killed. And now he wants to kill these people. And he already is dead. So he should just be dead.
Should stay dead. Okay, so we say there's actually not that many people here. It looks like pretty easy pickings.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're all sick and
then we help
can't
them
fight.
And then we help them prepare and yeah, take the head of Mal-Rogan back and blame everything on him.
And the arm. The arm
Yep.
up his sleeve.
And the arm, yes.
Mhm.
All right. So
He scares me.
in the night, you're sending someone out to scroll all of that essentially on the tree, like the numbers and the fact that the people are sick and.
Yeah, and I'll do it because I can probably shapeshift into something that'll keep me kind of safe on the way in and out.
All right. I don't know. What kind of check do you think that should be?
Hunting, maybe?
Yeah.
I'd be down with that.
Should I give it a modifier?
Maybe. Let me see. I'm gonna say it's opposed by Mal-Rogan's. No modifier.
No modifier.
Nice.
Sweet.
Okay. So that is applied to the tree. You get back to the camp. Anything else that has to happen before, rests and watches and all of that? Otherwise, you're not really fed necessarily, so you're kind of living off of whatever rations and whatever that you've got that you could piece together. But you get a meal in you. Essentially, this is a rest. Was anybody down hit points yet?
I was down 2.
Anybody remember how rests work? It's been so long, I don't even remember. You just go back to full? We'll say you go back to full, because I don't want to look it up.
It's
too much.
I think it's between acts, it goes to full, right? And if we ended that act earlier.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it should be full
Perfect.
anyways. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
In the morning, seems reasonable that, he's probably not going to immediately attack, like, first thing in the morning after getting the numbers or whatever, but I guess I'll just abstract it, like, tell me what you're doing the next day, as you're still here. I guess, like, the chieftain. We'll say that Elsana has a conversation with him. So, like, the deal is that he is protecting her because his better is the Ice Witch, and she has a relationship with the Realm of the Order. So, like, he's gonna kind of grumble and, like, probably not be that happy that she's still here and that you're still here, but now that you're, like, with her, and she would say, like, these are now, these are our guests, or these are representatives of the Realm of the Order, by extension of they're traveling with me now. He's not going to kick you out, and he'll just be kind of pissed off about it, but he's not, there won't really be much consequence for you for overextending your stay. So I guess I'll just grab from each of you, like, kind of what are you generally doing throughout the day as you're waiting for something to happen. You're hoping that the opportunity will come that you'll be able to get your hands on Mal-Rogan.
I think Gnosis is probably slipping in and out of people's conversations, changing his looks into, like, people from around the camp and being like, he's coming, Mal-Rogan's coming, prepare. Like, using the voices of the people that seem trusted in the community and kind of giving them the best, like he's coming, try watching that door, you tried guarding over here, that, and kind of slinking in and out of those spaces in that way.
Awesome. I don't know if I ever told you exactly, like, how many numbers that they have here. But basically, they've got, like, 4 Jakars, those wolves, those large winter wolves. And then there's maybe a dozen or so other warriors that kind of cycle in and out, and then the chieftain. And then beyond the fighting forces, there's maybe another 20 or so permanent residents. and their children. So, so your numbers definitely, do help. They're not like a huge army. Like having the 5 of you around is like a significant boost to their numbers. Cool. So Papa Gnosis is kind of mingling amongst the folk of the tribe here. How about the rest of you?
I would be trying to, talk with Mother Elsana and just ask if, she has any ability to defend herself or to help with anything, as this is coming down, or what her status is.
She has a few, like, she would tell you that the Earthmother has blessed her with a number of abilities. Like, she can protect herself. She would say she's not a stranger to combat. She spent years at the front lines, like during the war, at least the initial stages of the Great War before Prios was ascendant or whatever. And so yeah, she could protect herself. She could provide you with some spell casting if need be.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. Hopefully, they won't even come beyond the walls and we won't need any of that, but just in case, that's good.
So you're spending some time getting to know Elsana and like maybe learning more from her about what her time in captivity was like, or even just asking her theological stuff.
Just fangirling out and talking about like, oh, is this what's happening, and trying to get all like the political, being very nosy, basically.
Yeah, you would get the sense. I know, I think the group had talked about the queen sort of antagonistically a lot of the time. You would get the sense that she doesn't hold that. Like, she doesn't hold animosity towards the queen. Like, as far as the Prios of War, she understands why the queen had to make that decision and lift Prios up in that way during that time. It's just, in her opinion, that time has now expired, and now it's time to like go back to normal, basically. Like that utility of the god is no longer needed. How about the rest of you?
I think Jomilo would be with the chieftain.
Okay.
Just, talking about what to do. Prepare.
And how about Fetch and Temper?
Fetch is going around trying to see if he can find where they keep a stash of throwing axes, things like that, ready for the second some kind of alarm goes off. He's grabbing a pair of throwing axes and running towards the gate, that kind of thing.
We'll say, I think now that you have like a more formal association with Elsana, like they seem like comfortable, like all of a sudden, like you have some extra privileges, so your weapons and things like that will now be granted to you. Again, begrudgingly, but they'll give them up to you.
I was still trying to get a hold of a second one if I can, so I could throw 2 axes and then run in with a dagger, that kind of thing. You just trying to think of everything you can do and being as prepared as possible for when the down starts.
Sure.
Basically.
Is it the kind of thing where like you're looking around and if you see one, then you'll grab it and use it, or is it a social thing where you're asking someone for it?
Asking around, going, where are they? So that if stuff kicks off and I haven't got mine to hand, where can I grab one if a fight starts? Not trying to grab someone off someone, not trying to, be shifty, just trying to be pretty honest about it.
Sure. Give me a persuasive test.
That's a no.
Everyone that you talk to seems like pretty like, oh, I don't know. We talked to that guy over there. I heard he has an extra one, and like everyone just gives you like kind of the runaround. Like no one wants to relinquish their stuff.
All right, it's probably he's probably comfortable with that, keep him busy while he's waiting. So.
And how about temper?
Well, I'm pretty strong at lifting things. I could help move stuff around. If there are like I don't know if they're up on like a walkway by the gate, maybe helping put some boulders up there or something so we could knock them down on people if they came. Just whatever would be helpful that way.
Sure, helping set up some traps and some defensive things, and just generally wherever you need to. Okay, sounds good. So, the day passes. You're all engaged in your various activities that you're doing, and you get to basically about the same time frame, evening, like when you arrived in the camp, like the previous day, and there's about a lot of tension seems to kind of ramp up as you're getting to around like dinner time. People are just very on edge, just hearing from Papa Gnosis all day, and the warnings from the previous day. Like it's finally kind of set in to the mindset of the people here that like there's this like imminent threat, and like nobody knows when that's going to happen or whatever. And I think it's going to kind of come on all sides of the ravine, that eventually there will be up above a number of crossbow men that'll start firing down into the camp. Like they've climbed up on the sides of the mountains and are like at the top. They're pretty far away, and they're fairly inaccurate as these like crossbows start hailing down on the defensive force here, but definitely it's kind of like how they approached you on the road. They're spread out, and there's going to be a force that will assault the gate, but there's also going to be a second wave that is coming from the ravine to the north. And there's going to be a big battle here. And I'm not going to play out the whole battle. You guys are going to play a small piece of it. But I think... hey, we're getting a raid here. Thank you so much for the raid. Heroes and Hooligans, thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys had a good game. Give you a shout out here. Yeah, we're just playing some Symbaroum. This is a little mini campaign that we started... I don't really remember. A couple months ago, we started this, and we're giving it a little wrap up here tonight. We're about to... I didn't know that this was necessarily going to happen, so we're kind of improving a little final battle here in the camp, and I'm trying to stumble through how that's going to work. But I think how it's going to work is basically there's an assault that's starting. There's a group that is heading up to the front gate where the barbarians know how to defend that. What they're less familiar with is... being attacked from that ravine to the north, and it would seem that a number of the bandits have scaled that wall, climbed down, and are now coming out on the less defended northern area. There are some guards and everything, like you had suggested, like they cover that, and so there are some folk up there. But I think your group is going to be directed to go help reinforce that.
Has anybody spotted Mal-Rogan though?
No, not as the battle is ensuing. But as you're getting some calls from the north for reinforcements, you'll start to head out that way. And, very abstracted kind of battle. I don't have a battle map for you or anything. You tell me that you're moving into melee, that's your movement action. You're moving up into melee. If you're telling me you're staying back or whatever, like we're not counting meters and feet or whatever. Like you just tell me what you're doing, and I'll tell you how many turns it takes or whatever, and so we'll go from there. So I would say as you're getting up into the fray, you can see that there are like 6 bandits. They're wearing this patch quilt of leathers. They all look pretty frail and haggard, looking like they're not the healthiest looking of fighters themselves, but they're equipped with spears and charging into the camp. So I'm doing things manually. I've got a pad of paper here, and I've got your initiatives already charted out. So the initiative order will go Gnosis, Fetch, Temper. I've got some baddies in the mix here. Elin. I've got some more baddies in the mix here, and then Jomilo.
Always last.
Yeah, you must have what is it? Quick is the number, I think, that we go by. So, Papa Gnosis, you're going to be up first. As you're moving up there, you could see like one of the barbarian warriors has just been like a spear has just gone through their chest as these six bandits are coming out of the ravine. They're charging in just to the north of that fence where the goat enclosure is. You may be muted.
You're on mute, mate.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you. I think my instinctive first is just going to be to use my trusty crossbow and take a shot at one of them. Right? It's just those 6, the archers, those guys are more on the other area, right?
Yeah, there's like crossbow men like up on the mountain or whatever. And some of the barbarians, they've got bows, like they've got longbows that they're returning fire and everything like that. But it seems like those guys are less of a direct, like they're kind of far away. They're not super accurate based on like how far away they are, but they were like kind of the first to emerge and maybe a little bit of a distraction to allow these other forces to kind of get into position.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay at a distance and use my crossbow to kind of shoot at maybe the one that's closest to us.
Sounds good. That would be a +2 on your accuracy test.
+2. Oh, fail.
Okay, so that one misses. All right. Next up would be Fetch.
So we're at the northern end, and there's mainly people on that. That's where the foot troops are, right?
Yes.
The archers are up. Okay. I'll basically make a run towards them and sort of throw my axe at them and then make my way towards them.
All right. Their defense, you get a +2 to your accuracy test, or
okay. Was it modifier 2? Oh, it was on 5 and then it rolled back.
all right. So you guys are just getting into position. So a couple of wild pieces here, and then did you say you get another attack, or you're just moving up into melee?
No, I've got twin attack.
Okay.
I can throw, if I can get into melee, I would have thrown the axe and then charged him with the dagger.
Yep, you can get into melee.
Okay, then I'll do my dagger. Is it the same thing? Is it still 2 modifier?
Yep. Okay, so that one is a success. Damage 1. Let's see. All right, their armor will be able to soak up that damage. So you kind of come out of nowhere. You throw your axe, which goes a little wild. You're going up to the guy that just like speared the barbarian, and as you go in to like hit with the dagger, it's just like a minor miracle that his armor seems to like stop the blade from cutting through, as it is not high quality. But that'll bring us then to temper.
All right. And it's fair to assume we're rushing in with our weapons.
You got your
So
weapons, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I will like to go up to someone with a spear and try to hit them with my sword.
+2 to the defense.
Okay. Oh man,
Oof.
that's a bad roll. Okay, well then I'm just going to stand there and look menacing.
You come in, you're very, you're full of passion and a battle roar as you move forward. It just gives him enough notice that he's able to dodge out of the way as your use a greatsword.
It just says sword.
Or sword,
I think
yeah.
it's just a regular sword. I always imagine her wanting to use a great sword, but I don't have one. Maybe that's why I missed.
Yeah,
It's just not big enough.
needs a bigger weapon. Well, as you miss, and you're lifting your weapon back up to take another swing, you look over to the ravine, and there are 2 blue orbs in the shadow. When you see moving out, Mal-Rogan is slowly making his way onto the battlefield. He's a little bit further away than the rest of you, or the rest of his guards. Like, it's probably 2 movements away to get to him. But he looks right at Temper, and those eyes like flare up, and you can't help but look at him, and you could just feel dread. Like it's almost like a painful sensation that goes through your nervous system, like a chill is in your blood. And I guess you'll learn what happened to you on your turn. But
Okay.
you definitely, something just happened to you as you it's almost like you just feel like you can't escape his gaze even if you turn away from him. You just know he's still staring at you, and he can see you, and
Like the
yeah.
Scooby-Doo picture with the eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Elin, it is your turn. You might
My
be
mouse.
muted. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, it's okay. No, I was just my mouse ran away, and so I had to, drag it over to unmute myself. Okay. So you said that he has someone with him. Mal-Rogan has a guy that's also coming in with him.
No, he's isolated by himself, but he's 2 moves away.
He's 2 moves back. Okay. So whichever of his guys is closest to him, and I'm assuming they're kind of in a line because they're coming through this ravine, or how they kind of spread out a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, they're coming out of the ravine. They're pretty close in proximity, I would say. They're just starting to spread out, and then Mal-Rogan's off in the distance, like a lazy supervisor that's coming in to see his plan come together, right? He's not getting his hands necessarily dirty right now.
Yeah, so just one of those guys then, just whichever one, I guess has the most direct thing, I'm going to try to bend will and say, go attack your boss. So, that's what I'm going to try to do there. And, it's gonna, hold on. I always forget how to actually, make things happen. Okay, so it's just a resolute to resolute.
Okay.
Check.
So +5.
+5. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you can see the one guard just kind of change his demeanor a bit. Looks like he's like turning on a heel to start marching in the opposite direction.
All right. I'll just keep my eyes on him.
And I think we will start with him because it is then the robbers or the bandits' turns. And he's basically double moving, so he's using his normal movement action that he gets, and then he is doing an additional movement action to get up into Mal-Rogan's reach. But as he does that, Mal-Rogan would get an attack because he's got a long weapon out, and I have to figure out. I guess I might have to roll some dice because I don't know how else to resolve that. Yeah, sure, why not? I got a D20. So he ends up hitting the robber, who surprisingly doesn't go down immediately, but the damage is beyond his pain threshold. And I think one of the things that can happen when that takes place is he could get a free attack, so he's going to take the free attack. And so it goes like this. Like, the dude goes running with his spear, right? And Mal-Rogan just like grabs the spear and then clocks him with the spiked club. And so the guy, his head kind of turns and his neck bends a bit and he's just bloodied and dazed. And then Mal-Rogan just does an overhand swing and it's like Negan, he just brains everywhere. Like, this guy didn't have a chance. So now there's 5 bandits left. So, it did its job. It took out one of them. So I'm going to put one of them on fetch, one of them on temper, and I think that's all I have for melee, right? Papa Gnosis, you didn't go up in the melee. Okay, so I'm gonna have one of them. One of them will move up to you, Papa Gnosis.
Okay.
But then otherwise, the others, like, they're double teaming fetch and temper. Both of you have 2 on you. Okay. So, we'll start with fetch. So, 2 attacks against you. Make a defense test. -3. Failed protection 1. So their spear does 4 points of damage, so you take 3 points.
How do I do the damage? Do I just change my current? Is that what I do? Does anyone know?
That's what I've done. Like, when
Okay.
I've gotten damage, like, it kind of adds up to your threshold, basically.
Cool. Gotcha. Thank you.
And then a second one at -3. And that one you succeed. 2 attacks on temper.
All right. And they're -3, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Jeez.
That one you'll take 1 point of damage.
All right, I have protection up to 3, so does that...
Yeah, they do.
Count that?
They do 4 points of damage.
Okay. I didn't know if you were counting for that, so all right, thanks. All right, and then another one. Come on, come on. Oh, fudge, that's the equal sign.
And that one you protect against.
Okay.
Papanosis, attack on you. Defense test -3.
-30, -3.
All right.
One.
So protection 1. So 4 -1, you'll take 3 points of damage. And then that'll bring us to Jomilo.
So Jamilo's just his goal is to get to Mal-Rogan. So I'm gonna use my action just to move up to him.
Sounds good. So you can move and then use your action to move again. You'll be in melee with him. And that'll bring us to Papanosis.
All right, so I think I'm gonna try. This guy's in melee range. I think I'm gonna try to strangulate him. So let me see how that works. Let me pull this up in the book.
Just called Strangler, right?
Strangler, yeah.
So you have to be at an advantage. So you'd have to like get into flanking or something, or have some other way of getting advantage. So against this lone guy, probably not. But if you get rid of this guy and get to one of the others, like you could flank.
Oh man, I do not like this. Hang on, let me see. Okay. I guess I'll just attack him with my dagger. I guess that's all I can really do right now. What's the modifier for that?
+2, I want to say. Let me see. Yeah, +2.
Jesus,
Oof.
not doing well.
No, we're rolling high.
That'll bring us to fetch.
Just start stabbing, basically. Still on a guy, right? Or
Yep.
2.
+2.
+2 modifier, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, 4 points of damage. That'll cut through his armor. So he'll take 2 points of damage.
Sweet.
And next up would be Temper.
Yeah, but those blue eyes, they're irresistible. You told me I would find out on my turn what happens.
Yeah, what are you trying to do?
Well, I would normally try to attack the 2 guys around me, or at least one of the 2 guys.
All right, you can do so. It'll be at a disadvantage.
Okay. All right. So that's... So is that disfavor? Is that... Because there's a box that says advantage. And then there's
Try it and see what
normal
happens.
favor. Okay. We'll try that. And you said it's a +2?
+2.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens.
You rolled 2, so that's a good
Oh,
sign.
okay. Yeah. Well,
And
and it's an 18 again, so that's all I got.
the worst part of the curse is,
Okay.
and that is that you take 3 points of damage that ignores armor. So basically, as long as he's got that effect on you, when you take actions, every time you take actions, there's some damage that is coming your way.
Okay. Does my like robustness, does that 1d4
That's a
thing?
good question. I'm gonna say that still applies because that's not armor, right?
Right. Well, I don't think so. I think I just naturally ignore 1d4 damage from each hit taken. It's not a hit, though. I don't know where the damage is coming from.
I'll allow it to be a factor.
Okay. All right.
So you'll take 1 point of
1
damage.
point. All right.
It's just like almost like the blood in your veins is like freezing, and you're just moving a little bit slower, and it hurts to move. And then that will bring us to Mal-Rogan, who I think is just going to take a swing at Jomilo, who just arrived right up, and he says, maybe I misjudged you. Not a coward after all, just a fool. And he's going to take a swing. Defense test, and that's going to be +3.
Am I hitting my am I using my medium armor, right?
Yeah, defense with the armor.
You said +3?
+3.
Yes.
All right, you managed to dodge.
Does he have another attack or?
No. I'm actually just gonna look. Okay. And that is it for him. Elin.
All right, so my little plan worked better than I expected it to last time with him, the guy getting speared. So I'm like, well, let's just try this again. So the one that's currently pestering Papa Gnosis, I'm going to say, hey, go attack your boss, and see how that goes.
I think you got a +5 on that last time, so.
Yeah. But, hold on. Plus. All right.
Okay. Very
All
good. Are you rolling your corruption for these two?
Oh, yeah, no, I need to. Thank you for reminding me. So I need to do the correction for both of those. So, it's a, hold on, let me double check. The corruption is,
I think it's 1d4.
1d4, yeah. What did I for both of them? It's, was it backslash? Or, 1, 2, 4, 5? No, hold on.
Oh, I think there might have just been a space there.
No, that'd be easier. Well, never mind. I can't open my little thing. I can't like make it twist off.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh.
The dice are trapped. Okay, so it's what is it? Backslash roll.
R and then space and then 1d4.
What did I get wrong here?
I think there was
Maybe
a
it's
space in
space.
between the slash and the R.
Is that what it was? There we go. Okay. So
Okay.
one for there. And then I need to do one for this time too. Why am I so bad at this, guys? Space.
It always freaks me out a little bit too, Lauren. I'm always like, oh crap, I've got to type this and remember
I
where
know, and it's
there's
like
spaces. Yeah.
everyone will see me doing it. Okay, there we go.
That's the thing. When there's witnesses, you can't type. That's the rules.
No,
as
no,
keyboards.
absolutely. Okay, there we go. There we go. That worked.
Okay, 8's your threshold. Got it. 15 is the big bad number.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but 8. Yep.
All right. Cool. So we'll resolve that right away because then it becomes the bandits' turns. Another one is going to go running backwards towards Mal-Rogan. As he's engaged with Jomilo, he's just going to probably knock off another one of his guys here. Oh, not with that roll, though. He rolled a 19, so I can't imagine that's going to hit. All right. So then the guy, well, I got the spearman is going to try to take a stab at Mal-Rogan. And he rolls accuracy -3. Oh wait, that doesn't matter for him though. He's rolling under. He needs +3. So he rolled under. So he hits 4 points of damage to Mal-Rogan. What's his armor? His armor absorbs it. So I guess this guy's like never able to do damage to him, right? Like an NPC, like when they're static like that. Like that's just... So he's like stabbing at him and his armor's like taking it, but you took a guy out of the fight. I guess that's what matters.
Jomilo could potentially flank with him now, at least.
That's true.
Right?
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna be resolving then. There's 2 on fetch and 2 on temper. And 1 on each of you is going to use their movement to get into that flanking position so they can get that little bump or whatever. Okay. How would that work? I guess I would just have you do, what, disadvantage, I guess, on your defense test? Does that make sense? If they're flanking?
Yeah, it's got the box there. We can do that.
So 2 attacks on fetch. I think they were, what? -3. And then protection 2. So you'll take 2 points of damage from that one.
Yeah, and then same thing again.
And that one you make. And then 2 on temper.
And this one does have a box for disadvantage, so
Oh,
I'll keep
nice.
that. I don't know. Well,
Your protection absorbs that one.
all right. I don't know what the difference is between disfavor and disadvantage because it's only
It looks like
rolling
it's a
one dice.
modifier difference.
Yeah, it does. I don't know.
And so these guys are hitting you, but your robust feature and your armor are buffering that. And that
Get off.
is everyone. So then we'll go to Jomilo.
Right. So at this point, Jomilo is all he cares about is the arm. It's like, is it on like some sort of leather thing? How's it hanging off his neck there?
It is, I guess it's a rusty chain that is around his neck.
Yeah, I mean, all I want to do then is try and just take it off of him.
All right. Maybe
Be a strong test.
sure, strong test, and modifier for that is going to be -7.
Ooh.
Ooh, but you made it. So as you go to grab it, like his good arm, like tries to like elbow you out of the way, but you just manage to like rip it off of his head, and you got it. Like the chain, the flakes of rust are kind of discoloring the inside of your hand. The hand is just seems like it was like impaled right through the mummified flesh. But you can see like his ire is, you've got his entire attention.
Could I use my movement to just run away? Because my idea is that I just want to run away and then use my sword to stab the arm.
You can move away. He will try to attack you.
Yeah.
So give me a defense test. +3.
+2?
+3. And you make it.
1 by 1.
So you can't do anything now with it, but you've moved away from him a bit. That will bring us to the top of the round, and it is Papa Gnosis' turn. We can come back to Ryan once he's back. Fetch, it is your turn.
Keep trying to stab.
Good
basically.
luck. Come on, buddy.
Yep.
You can do it. We got to take some of these out.
I'm sorry, what was it? Was it, what was the -2 was when they're hitting me? Or -3 was when they're hitting me. What am I doing?
Oh, -3. All right, sorry.
-3.
+2.
+2. Yeah, -3 when they hit me, +2 when I hit them. Thank you.
Two damage again, just not enough, unfortunately.
Should have kept a hold of that bloody axe.
Papa Gnosis.
All right. I guess now there's 2 on each of the ogres.
Right.
Deal.
Yep.
And could I flank then one of them?
Yeah, I would say you're in close enough proximity that I'll just say your move action can be to get into flanking with one of them.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna try to
Do the strangle.
do the strangle thing, because at least it'll keep them from being able to act. In the meantime, make any attacks or anything.
So you get an additional +2 because of the flank, and then
A successful attack is a D6. It's the same as my dagger, so I'll just use the dagger roll or whatever.
okay. So give it a total of a +4, +2 from their defense, and then +2 because of the flank. Oof.
Jeez, I just cannot get this off. I can't get an attack off.
The rules have been a little rough on the early goings of this
That's
fight.
hard. Yeah.
We're rolling for a rollover game, not a roll under game.
Yeah,
I know.
right.
I know.
Temper, it is your turn.
All right. As a free action, I'm going to just go into berserker mode because maybe I'll actually be able to do something. So let's see. I don't know how to activate. Let's see. 2 can be clicked on the icon or right click and select use. All right. But okay, there it is. It's in roll. Okay. So then I will use the sword attack on one of my bandits. And that's at so disfavor made me roll twice, but there isn't a disadvantage button. So I don't know if you want me to do the disfavor again.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
yeah.
And then it's a +2.
+2 from their defense.
Okay. I think that's right. Okay, roll. Whoa. Okay. Wow,
Okay,
I
so a success.
succeeded.
Holy shit. 14
Yeah,
points
I'm
of damage.
mad. I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm throwing everything I got at this guy.
So I'm pretty sure I just have to double check. Yep, that's going to be enough to
You hit
kill
like a
him.
truck when you hit.
Yeah, well,
Lord.
when I hit.
So you turn around, and the one guy that was like flanking, you just totally annihilate him with your sword.
Told you to stop it. And then
And then
I
you
get damage done
you,
to me.
you get a bit of damage. It's 6,
All
but
right.
you can use your robust to.
The Berserker feat also gives me a D4 to ignore when I'm in Berserker Rage. So would that be the 2D4 then?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so only 2 points.
All right. I gotta try to keep it down as much as I can.
And oh hey, thanks. We got a raid here from Grimbeard Adventures. Thank you so much for stopping in, bringing your folks over. Hope you guys had a fun game. We're wrapping up kind of a little mini campaign of Symbaroum that we have been doing. But yeah, definitely. I wasn't going to assume that you brought that bot in. Just happy you're here. So thanks for coming and hanging out. Sweet. I think we are all resolved on that. So basically, just for those of you keeping score, there's 2 on fetch, 1 on temper. There's technically 1 on Rogan, and Jomilo has absconded with the mummified hand and has put some distance between him and Rogan. But it is Rogan's turn. He's going to give pursuit towards Jomilo. And he's going to try to hit you. So, give me a defense test.
Does his little guy get a opportunity attack or something as he runs by?
Yeah, he does, but he'll hit him and he doesn't do any damage,
Just,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, Jomilo, why don't you give us a defense test +3?
Ooh.
Okay, the protection is
Protection
7, which is probably good. That's enough to absorb the attack. Just barely. And then it is Elin's turn.
So I guess just do I have to hold concentration on that guy to keep him? Do we have to do a test or how does that work exactly for?
Yeah, I think on that one you're supposed to do a resolute at the start of your turn,
Everything.
essentially.
Okay, so I'll just do that to see if he holds on. Is it +5 still?
+5, yeah. So we're not super concerned about it, but
I was
we
gonna
might as
say,
well do it.
I don't know that it's mathematically possible for him to not be because yeah, he's still okay. So while he's doing his thing, I will just take a shot at Mal-Rogan just to maybe push him back a little bit with my crossbow.
Go for the eyes.
Go for the eyes. Okay, yeah, I will go for the eyes. That's a good tip.
Don't think it makes a difference, but
You
I
know
would
what?
go
We're
for the
gonna
eyes.
yeah. I feel like
We'll give a +3 on that.
okay.
That's a good a hit, I think. 7 points. Okay. So you're gonna do some damage to him because that cuts through his chainmail by 3. So that's the first damage on Mal-Rogan. And so I'm gonna have him. I don't know how else to do this other than me rolling a die. So I'm gonna do a resolute test because I have to see if he continues to concentrate on the curse that's on temper.
Hopefully not.
I know.
He doesn't. I rolled a 20, not 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
don't like the curse. It's
This-
a bad curse.
Curse is bad.
a bit of relief that comes over you, temper.
Aiming for the eyes was a good.
Thank you,
plan.
boo.
The bandits are up. So 2 attacks on fetch. With -3 from their accurate. And then you had a box, right, for like the disadvantage thing?
Yeah, that rolls 2 takes the highest, I think.
Okay, from that one you'll take 1 point of damage.
Yeah. And then one more. Oh, not -30, -3.
And that one 3 points of damage. One of them is attacking temper. It's just -2 or sorry, -3.
I think there's really no way for me to successfully roll, but I'll try it anyway at disadvantage. Or
We're-
no, I'm not flanked.
You're
So
not
just the
flanked
mic-
anymore, yeah.
Okay.
But
still.
we're more interested in all those dice that come after,
Yeah.
which you easily defend against.
There's
And
no way I can succeed.
that other one is going to close the distance between him and Mal-Rogan and spear him, and he hits him. Doesn't do any damage. It's just funny how
Scuffs
like,
his armor.
the PvP on the enemy side, like the mechanics just don't work. Okay. That brings us to Jomilo. So essentially, you want? Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
Yeah, I would just run a little bit away, slide on the ground, take my sword out, and push it through the desiccated arm.
Okay. So. Give me a resolute test.
The modifier?
No, just straight resolute.
Oh.
This doesn't work.
Do we have any rerolls out there?
You don't have any rerolls.
Oh, what happens?
I'm gonna make it. So you're stabbing through this mummified hand. Okay, hold on.
What?
Oh, but it's Mick.
That's me. Ignore it. That was for comedic effect.
If it was somebody else, I was gonna be like, I'll let you reroll.
No.
So you stab your sword through it, right?
Yeah.
You see Mal-Rogan's body just drops and kind of like disintegrates and turns to dust. And you all notice there's a blue light radiating from behind Jomilo's eyes. Papa Gnosis, it is your turn.
Oh my god.
Did you do?
Well, I'm not really sure what's up with our homie Jomilo, so I'm just gonna try to strangulate this guy that's attacking Fetch.
Sounds good. Total of +4 on that for you.
Okay. So yeah, it's a D6. It's the same damage as a dagger, so it would be 2. But I do have him strangled
Okay.
now.
Let me just
So
read
that's
that
good.
over again.
It says.
Does it say it bypasses armor? Because I feel like it probably
It
should.
does. Yeah, it says the successful attack deals 1d6 each turn. It ignores armor. The target cannot act until the strangler's hold is aborted. The character maintains a stranglehold with a successful cunning versus cunning.
Gotcha. Okay. So he's we'll say that this was the one that has it would be this one probably. Okay. Got it.
So not much damage, but it bypasses his armor and he can't do anything now.
Yeah, it's kind of disabling too, so that's awesome. Let's go to Fetch.
Can I stab the guy who's getting strangled?
Sure. And so +4.
Okay.
Oh. Hits but armor absorbs.
If I hit enough, does it act like when you get a defibrillator, even though your heart's going? Is there a chance of a heart attack or something?
Right. Let's go to Temper.
All right, I'm gonna try to hit the other one on me. Right? I still have.
There's one on you, yeah.
Right? I'm trying to keep track. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'll go for that one. And what do I put for the modifier?
+2. Oh. 9. Okay.
I don't know why it didn't roll like the extra D4 on that one.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and artificially roll one in because
Yeah.
that could be it.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
what you
there's
needed.
4 more.
He goes down.
Cool. All right. Then can I do a move action and get closer to where the others are?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe try to flank on
Flank
the
the
other side. I
opposite
don't know.
one?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I can help my friend. I'm coming, Fetch.
That'll bring us to
Guy's invincible.
Mal-Rogan. So
He's dead. Disintegrated.
he lives again. So Jomilo is going to take 2 move actions towards the party. I don't know. I'll let you choose. Which one do you want to go? Oh no! You know what? He's actually not going to do 2 move actions. He's going to use 1 move action. I would. Yeah, it's Jomilo, but it's actually Mal-Rogan. So Adrian, why don't you roll me a D4? I'll have this decide like who he's going to target with a curse.
Yeah, that would be.
Otherwise, it's who do you like worst?
Oh, it's definitely. It makes sense that it would be Elin because
Oh, no.
you have been reversing and sending all these guys, using his own men against him. So you see Jomilo's eyes light up with the blue light, and same thing that happened to Temper happens to you. There's just this chill in your blood, and like it just every little movement like feels like there's cracking and breaking and pain internally within you as you're kind of like freezing up. So basically you are disadvantaged on all like any check that you make, regardless of whether it's an attack or a spell or whatever it is, and everything that you do will hurts you. So you'll take damage that ignores armor.
Could I try and say something? Elin?
Give me a resolute test using your resolute.
Disfavor?
No, it could just be a resolute, straight resolute. Nope, you can't say anything. Elin, it is your turn.
Is the arm still like existing? Like, can we still like physically see the arm? Because I know he disintegrated, but is the arm still like there?
No, it turned to dust when
It turned to dust too.
Jomilo. Yep.
Okay. Oh crap! All right. Well, trying to think. My well, I'm thinking that the shooting the real Mal-Rogan at least broke the curse on poor Timber. So I'm gonna say I'm really sorry and shoot an arrow at my friend.
No,
and
that's
hope
Sam. Don't shoot Sam.
No, he's not. He's the zombie. All right. Any modifier there?
Yeah, Jomilo, what was your defense test? Because I guess that would be on your stats, your armor.
You want me to do? It's my defense. It just says 1d8.
Oh, interesting. I'll just have you roll it. Yeah, you roll it.
Just roll it.
Like,
okay. All right. Oh. Well.
I would imagine that Jomilo's your defense would probably be like a plus or something to the target because you got But either way, it misses. So Elin, where did that die go? Here it is. Take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Then the
toughness.
Oh yeah, my defense is an 11. Sorry, Alex.
Okay. The bandits would be up next.
Oh, I forgot to see if my guy was still targeting Mal-Rogan, but I don't think it's mathematically possible for him to not be because it's a +5 and I have a 15. So I think that he's just stuck.
Are you? Do you think mentally you'd be directing him to attack Jomilo?
Yeah, because I took a shot at Jomilo, so I think probably that is fair.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we'll start with that. So Jomilo, make a defense test +2, or sorry, -3. You succeed on the spear, and then one of these guys is trying to break free from Gnosis. So, is there some guidance in your thing about what kind of test? I would imagine he would be doing strong.
You're muted, but he did say it earlier, but I can't
I'm
remember.
muted. Yeah, it says Target cannot act until the Strangler's hold is aborted, and the character maintains the stranglehold with a successful cunning. So I think it just can't do anything, and on my next turn, I can either try to maintain it or not.
Let me just pick it up. You were using a cunning test to keep it?
It says the
cunning
character
versus
maintains
cunning.
a stranglehold with cunning versus cunning, yeah.
Okay. We'll go with that. Make a cunning test. No modifier. Okay. He doesn't break free. And then there's one other there that is going to attack fetch. And that is -3. I would say there's no flank anymore because he's like kind of taken out of the fight.
Strangulated. Yep.
Ooh.
Hey.
And you dodged that one, which will put us at Papanosis.
I'm gonna keep this regulation going. Nope.
Okay.
Well, no. Well, now I'm I'm a little confused, right? Because it says the character maintains the stranglehold with a successful cunning. So does that mean I don't have to roll the attack? I just roll the damage because I maintain the stranglehold.
I'm good with that. Yeah, just roll your damage. Like, I would say it's his play to try to get out. Like his action to try to get out.
Oh, that's nice.
6. Okay, he's still alive, but like barely. Like you can tell. Like
he's going down. He's falling asleep.
Yep. Yep. The ref is gonna have to start doing the count, raising his arm to see. Fetch. It is your turn.
Stabby. Is it +2? Right?
+2, yeah.
Yep. Nope.
Temper.
All right. Well, I'll go. I guess I'm going for the bandit that isn't being strangled. Would that make sense? Right? Because there's 2 on fetch, one's being strangled. Okay.
Yep.
I'll go for the one that's not being strangled.
And you can take a +4 on that from flank and his defense.
All right. There we go.
9 damage. Was there an extra D4 in there too?
I added that
You
one
did.
in.
Okay, so 9
I yeah.
-2. He is still up. Well,
Okay.
He's also barely still up.
I rolled a 1 on my D6. Oh. That makes me angry.
That'll bring us to Jomilo, Mal-Rogan. Jomilo, is there something you're trying to speak?
Yeah, I'm trying to speak. So another resolute.
Do another resolute. Failed. And then, so Mal-Rogan is going to move. I think he's going to draw close to Elin with the spiked club. Or, sorry, Jomilo has a sword. It's not.
I do have a sword, yeah.
Make a, Elin, what is your defense?
What is my defense? Is not good. I don't know. What is it under for defense?
If you look at the armor spot,
The armor.
yeah.
I have a witch gown, so 1d4.
What's next to the 1d4?
10.
10, yeah.
10.
Roll the 1d4.
All right. That work? I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna try. No, ignore that. Here, I'm just gonna roll a d4 here. All right, it is a 1.
Does that make sense?
Well, she rolls the defense and succeeds, right? 'Cause if Jamila's trying to come at her with a sword.
Yeah, this is where it gets
Am I
weird
rolling
with
it?
rules on rules. All right, forget it. We're gonna use what does Mal-Rogan have? I'm just gonna use that. Do a defense test +3.
Okay. So, oops, hold on. All right.
Okay, so you managed to dodge the attack. Let's go to Elin. It is your turn. So you're in melee right now with the possessed Jomilo.
The possessed Jomilo, and if I do anything, I take damage, and I am like real close to my threshold already. So, I'm just gonna keeping my concentration on my little guy. Does that count as an action that would incur a?
No, that isn't.
Okay.
No.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna concentrate real hard and be like, get him, and then just stand here and like look into the blue eyes and be like, Jomilo, you're in there. Like, look at me, trying to
Sounds
not
good.
act military, but
That'll bring us to the bandits. So one of them is trying to get out of the stranglehold. So do what was it? Cunning. Oh, he breaks out.
Yep.
And the other one is going to attack Fetch. So I'm going to say flanking is back because he broke out. So, what was it?
Flanking's back on the menu, boys.
So minus
-3.
disadvantage, right?
Yep.
I think this might. All right, saved.
But succeeds. And then the other one is going is attacking the Mal-Rogan Jomilo. I guess I'll have you do the defense test, Jomilo. It would be -3.
-3.
Now it's Rogan.
I failed.
Do you have a leg kick button?
All right. So Mal-Rogan's going to take some damage here. And Elin, the curse is broken on you. And it looks like Isaac just redeemed a player reroll. So you guys got a reroll here. So thank you so much for that.
I was muted.
I was just saying, can we retroactively use that reroll to when he became Mal-Rogan? Like,
Right.
let's roll this back a little bit.
What was Joe Rogan's? How much damage did I take?
It would have been 1 point of damage.
1 point. Okay. Got it.
And then it's Elin's turn.
Okay. So I'm trying to think here, like I'm no longer cursed, so that's good. So now do I need to attack or can I try to like get in his head somehow? So what I'm going to try to do, and this is, we'll see how this goes.
I'm trying really hard not to metagame.
I am going to try and reach out to Jamilo's like will in his, inside of this and say like fight it, like, like overcome this. So I don't know, giving him a mental boon to try to help him like fight off the possession.
Okay.
I'm using my bend will, so I'll drop it on the guy that we're currently.
Oh, you're using a power. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, like using it. Yeah, like actually using a power. Like, and unless I just have that persuasive power of will that I don't need to. But I'm.
Do a. It's normally a resolute versus resolute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do a resolute test -3.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay. I'm going to say that you're able to give, like, so Jomilo, you regain control over your body, but you know that this is fleeting. Like Mal-Rogan has moved in.
can I say something now?
Sure.
Take me to the witch. The priestess, take me to.
Okay. Okay.
So that'll bring us to the bandits. One of them is one of them's attacking fetch. That's a -3.
Disadvantage.
Yes.
And that is fetch down.
Your protection is it would be 4 points of damage, so your protection nullifies it.
Oh, take some off it. Oh, okay, cool.
The other one is attacking Papa Gnosis. So defense test -3. Okay, you'll take 3 points of damage.
Oh boy. Getting close to that threshold.
I think the threshold only matters like from a single blow. Like if you take your threshold and damage from like a single attack, then like a bad thing happens.
So if you my threshold is 3. So I just took 3. Is that what you're saying? Or I thought it was when I go down to 3.
Your threshold's 3?
That's what it says.
That doesn't sound right. Your threshold would be half of your total.
Oh, that's 5 then. I don't know why it says 3.
Yeah, that's weird.
I can't change it either.
Is there anything when you hover over it that says what might be
Just
modifying
this
that?
total of 3.
Hmm.
Yeah, pain threshold should be strong divided by 2 rounded up.
Let me see. I'm going to pull up your
3.
sheet here.
My strong is 5.
Oh,
Wow.
holy crap. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So, then he hit your threshold.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to take a free attack on you.
Okay.
Do another defense test. Oh, and we're getting another raid. Thanks for the raid, Quests and Chaos. Hope you guys had a good game. We'll give you a shout out here. we're just going through a big battle to kind of conclude our mini campaign of Symbaroum. So that one was a success. So you managed to protect yourself on that one. And let's see. We've got the third guy. The third guy has been chasing Jomilo around. Jomilo, give me a defense test -3.
Oh, I rolled this favor. We rolled that again.
Oh, okay. You can reroll it, yeah.
Yeah. -3. That's gonna hit.
Take 2 points of damage.
2. Okay.
And that'll bring us to the top of the round, Gnosis.
Well, let's see. I guess there's still these two guys, right, that are
On death's door, but they're still up.
And would I be flanking the one then?
Yes.
All right, let me try to strangle him again. I'll use the dagger attack because it's the same thing. Is there a modifier?
+2. +4 in total. Because you got the flank. Ooh. Would you like to use the player reroll?
Should we save that for Joe Rogan or? Yeah, let's save it for Joe Rogan. I'm not going to reroll.
Sounds good. Fetch.
We're gonna need PEDs. So do I get flanking on?
You got it. Yep. And you also have another reroll from Isaac, so
Nice.
he wants you to use these rerolls.
He wants us to win.
Aw.
What is the modifier then?
Total of +4.
Okay.
Oof.
Nope.
Yeah, if you guys were playing
I'll-
5e, you'd be killing it tonight.
No.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'm not going to use it. I'm going to let Temper use one of them if needed.
Sounds good.
My knife's not doing much damage, so.
All right, Temper's on deck.
All right. Well, I'll try to hit the one I hit last time, which is the one not being trying to be strangled. So, and it's
It'll be
+4,
a
did
total
you
of
say?
+4, yeah.
Okay. And I'll click robust. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he goes down.
Okay. Quit hitting my friends.
So we have the one guy that had been strangled for a bit. He's still up, and then there's one that is attacking Jomilo. Jomilo, I've essentially kind of swapped your initiative. Was going on Mal-Rogan's turn. I think now that you've regained possession, maybe I'll put you back at your normal initiative. But you are in control of your actions now.
For one action, or
you have control over your character until I decide you don't, I guess. Elin, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to try to get him to, Elsana to help, because this is above my pay grade.
Just realize you've got one of your, you're still concentrating on your thing.
Right. So I've got.
Are you dropping that?
So if I drop the concentration on this other guy, he's probably he's either gonna follow us or stay here to deal with these guys, basically, right? If I drop the concentration, I don't know, who knows what he'll do? He can do chaos.
Didn't you already drop it to use it on?
Yeah, no, I did. Yes, sir. No,
Yeah.
I had to drop it. I had to drop it to do it to things. So he's dropped. He's has his own free will now.
Okay.
Yeah. He's free willed.
Did you roll corruption for that?
Yes, I did. I'm
Okay.
at 7 right now, so we're hanging on barely.
Oh yeah, you're at one more, and you'd be at your threshold.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's free.
Gotcha.
And so I'm
So
gonna
you're gonna start taking Jomilo to
Jomilo to the tent. Yeah.
Sounds good. So you begin. It's probably gonna take you. I'm gonna say it's gonna take 4 rounds of
Okay.
movement to get there.
Okay. I'll be just like, stay with me, buddy. Stay with me.
I think at this point, the one guy that had been poorly, is barely alive, is going to drop his weapon and surrender. I think the other guy's relatively healthy. Well, I think having just been released from this mind control spell, he's going to realize how powerful of figures you are, and his boss isn't around anymore. I'm going to say he's going to surrender as well. They both drop their weapons. Let's go. Well, we'll focus in, I guess, immediately on Elin. You're taking Jomilo over to the tent.
Yeah.
And you rush in, and you can see that Elsana is in there, kind of hunkered down a bit, like the two monks are nearby, and she just looks at you as you're entering in, and she says, "Is it over? Are we safe?"
Almost. But the he's been possessed by the entity. It's beyond my ability to help him.
I see. And she does have an ability called exorcism. So this was probably the right play. Let's see. All right, she gets 3 attempts of a resolute test.
I'm glad we saved those.
No, I think I'm gonna make Adrian roll it. Just,
Okay.
You need to just roll me a d20.
D20? Okay.
Yep.
$13.
And that for her is enough. It was a 15. So she manages to she brings you in. This is a little bit of a ritual, so it's like not instantaneous. Like she has to prepare some like incense and things like that. Like has you like strap him down. She even uses maybe like her own bindings that she she herself was being transported with, just in case Mal-Rogan awoke during this whole thing. But yeah, it takes maybe under an hour, and this whole process happens, and she manages to pull the malignant spirit of Mal-Rogan. You already destroyed the mummified hand, which if you don't destroy that, he will just continually reform and come back. But there is a chance that he will possess the one that destroys the hand if they fail that resolute test. So Jomilo, you live to see another day. But there is this dark mark that will always be on you from that time that Mal-Rogan was in you. You'll never really feel the comfort of warmth again. Like you're just always uncomfortably just, the thermostat is never set quite right for you, and the battle in the rest of the camp has gone well. The defenders at the south gate were able to do their part and repel Mal-Rogan's forces. I guess, what would you like to do with these two that surrendered?
Those are the ones that we have to lay the blame on.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Those are our
Yeah.
patsies.
Yep.
Hey, you guys, that's your prize for surviving.
So, yeah. It sounds like the plan is to take Elsana back to the refugee camp. You're going to report back to the captain that was out in the refugee camp, that get those orders back that, this is what happened. Mal-Rogan's forces, poisoned the soup kitchens and created the abominations because they were planning a raid or an attack or whatever. Mal-Rogan is known. He's
with the Sunstone. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sunstone.
Or yeah, you could throw that fact in. Just the fact that you're using Mal-Rogan, he's like one of the top, public enemies in the area. So this is a very believable thing for the guard at Prios Pass to accept. As for Brother Huberto, you bringing Elsana to him, he has the connections to get her in safely, undetected. You've taken out the Templars, who would be the ones that would have, if they were still around, this plan wouldn't work, but you've already taken care of them. So you're going to be able to, you're going to learn that Huberto has a contact within Prios Pass, I forget what his name is, but the father that runs the church actually inside the keep is also a reformist. And so there are some connections along the way that are going to be able to bring her into the country. And with you all at her side, she's got, the muscle and the guard that she needs to make sure that, further attempts by the Black Cloaks to recover her are going to fail. And you can get her to a place of safety and sanctuary. And so if our campaign continued, it would probably continue along this trajectory of getting into some of the church politics. But there are enough reformists that you would be able to start doing some missions to maybe curry favor with the queen, because that's the ultimate goal, is basically get the queen to publicly come out on the side of the old Prios and acknowledge the old Prios and try to cut away a bit at the strength of the church and Father Jessabagaya, I think is his name, because they basically want to set up a theocracy, which isn't really good for a monarchy necessarily. The queen does not want to have them, supersede her authority, and she's kind of empowered them to be in that position, but that's the politics of where this would go. But I don't know, any other loose ends or things that direction that you maybe want to tell us a little bit about, where you think your character's story would continue after this? Would they stay with Elsana? Would they go off on their own?
Want to know if
Jomilo will stay with Elsana and try and bring down the Church of Prios from within. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that Papanosis, given this opportunity and, being an independent mystic, that's probably the closest he'd have to living any kind of normal life under this kind of paradigm. So yeah, he's gonna stick with her, probably.
Yeah, Temper wanted to know if Keller was still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have gone anywhere because he wouldn't have been able to get through into the country, and so upon seeing you on return, if you wanted to take him along, you're probably his only ticket of getting north. So
Waited for me. Oh, my friend. So I guess I don't know if Temper really cares so much about Asana, but if her friends are following him or her, then she will as well and bring Keller along.
I totally thought about like having Keller like join back up with like Mal-Rogan or have some kind of betrayal moment, and then I was like, well, what if he like came in and like, I don't know, joined the fight and like save, like, not save the day, but like showed some modicum of courage or something. But I was like, I don't know, it's too ham-fisted. Like, he wouldn't leave the camp. He wouldn't like put his life on the line to go wandering around by himself, so I couldn't make it work.
It's all right.
But he waited. He
waited
for us. Yeah.
He waited. He had nowhere else to go.
He nowhere to go, but he was there. So, yeah, Elin would, I mean, obviously she's, all in on this. So she's like, even like if all y'all left, she would still be, going forward with Elsana.
And Fetch would, like, if everybody's going, he's trying to find somewhere where he fits in. These people have accepted him so far, so he would keep going. And if it turns out the Order's comfortable with abhumans, then he would be staying there and doing whatever they needed, basically. I don't think he doesn't give much of a shit either way about the nation or the church politics or anything like that. He's just wanting to be accepted somewhere. So that's the most, he's very, short-term view maybe, but that's what it is.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say to you all, thank you for coming along on a little experiment to play Symbaroum, at least for, the short time that we had with these characters and this story. I think it turned out to be like a full story. I think this is like getting into the country was kind of like the end point, and so that has happened. I honestly thought, like, I don't know, there was a part of me that was like thinking that maybe you all would be like enamored with the idea of going to the realm of the Order and like going and living in a little, it seems like a little hippie area over there where all the other face just kind of ignore the world's problems and cloister away. I don't know if there's a book that details what that's like, because I'm sure it's like not idyllic at all, and it's probably terrible.
Right? No,
but
everyone's fighting.
They don't give me a lot of detail about it.
Everything you see with Symbaroum, it's not. It can't be.
Yeah.
They can't have all of this darkness, and there is kind of no good choice in any direction. And then in amongst all that, just have Nirvana. That doesn't sound right.
Right. Got drum circles. We're happy.
Somewhere in here, they like actually name, because like those monks, like they report to some other figure, and like whatever the name is, I forget what it was. I want to say it was like the theologian or something. It's just like, that sounds like probably like a sinister character.
Not really.
But this was a lot of fun. I know it was a little clunky at times, but it was also fun to just be like, well, we don't know how the rules work, so this is what we're going to do. So thanks for
It was a lot of fun.
bearing with me on all that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Good story. And definitely a lot left there. A lot of meat left on that bone for sure.
I am glad that the Mal-Rogan thing, because like I dropped it kind of as just like a, hey, it's a little cliffhanger, leading into the next session. And then afterwards I was kind of like, I should have saved that for like after they're transporting Elsana or something. He attacks, so like I don't know the way that like you guys kind of elevated that to be like it became like the big fight at the end. Like that was kind of cool because it kind of tied the earlier sessions to this story a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so
and it
glad the
made
Joe
sense.
Rogan joke got to happen.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
'Cause the second Mal-Rogan was said, my brain went, Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
And then, a month later, he became Joe Rogan.
I should have like looked up some like terrible Joe Rogan quotes and like tried to work them in somehow because I'm sure he said some shit that like an undead, warlord probably would say.
The rant about the pyramids and yeah.
This is why I need the Sunstone.
Prove humans didn't make it.
No, but it made perfect sense because we needed a patsy, and so
yeah,
it was the perfect
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, so that was like really perfect to tie that part back together.
Yeah.
I like you thought, Lauren. You thought the arm was growing.
Yeah, I wasn't
Adam?
sure exactly. I thought that the arm was like a physical, like like he was.
Yeah, I forgot it was like a arm on a necklace. You thought it was growing out of him. I think the reason I said like Fetch was terrified of him because Fetch's thought was, or what my thought I should say, was that it was a massive undead arm. I don't know where that
It's huge.
got into my head, but that's I just like when the end of last part at the cliffhanger, I just thought if we fight this guy, we're just stuffed. Like I just was sure he would just nuke us.
This giant
And
arm.
then when you said it was growing out of there, I thought, oh no, is it not giant arm? And then you said it was a necklace. So I was like, oh, hang on a second, I've got this twisted.
So
I was so worried about that curse too because it must have just been how you rolled. But the first time it was 3, and then the second time it was 6.
It was
and I'm like,
D6.
yeah, okay. And then when you
That's
rolled later, I was
scary,
like, oh, he's rolling. But I just thought it was increasing or doubling each time. I'm like, I can't absorb
Yeah,
this
that would
forever.
really suck.
So, that was
No.
scary.
It hit me once, and I'm like, oh, I can't do anything because like my threshold is 5, and I'm like, yeah, this is.
That curse was.
I had
nasty.
3 health left.
I figured you were getting close. You were getting hit. And what was so frustrating, Fetch, is you were hitting almost every time, but not really able to do damage
That
with
armor,
that dagger.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we've kind of picked the wrong skills, I think, for the ogre, but I still like Fetch quite a bit. So
I do too.
Yeah,
I like
think,
all of your characters. They
they're
were
all
like,
interesting.
and everybody had their like purpose, which was nice because like Jomilo when you were going right for Mal, like because of your backstory and just I don't know. I just really and then the whole Prios thing and I just thought it was really neat how some of you cared about the stuff that was going on and remembered like your characters were involved in that. So that was really kind of neat.
Yeah, that was fun.
So if you get the hand, like you can use it, like it could be a magic artifact. So you could use it to re-roll. Like you have to do a resolute test, but you could re-roll a fail. You'll take a little bit of corruption. It's a 1d4 corruption. Or you can use it to basically give yourself like an advantage on attack rolls. But if you have it, then Mal-Rogan like lives, and so he'll be hunting you, trying to get the hand back.
And you have to carry around a hand on the arm on the chain.
Yeah. Not one of the more glamorous artifacts, but an artifact nonetheless.
What was
the
your
smell will keep you out of the fancy restaurants.
Yeah. What was your resolute, Adrian? Is that a good stat for you normally, or
No, it was a 10, so 50-50.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I got lucky with the pulling it off him with the strong.
Yeah.
That's
what.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I mean, it worked out. I'm glad we didn't have to kill you.
No,
No.
I that's what I thought. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna have to kill me.
Yeah, that's what I
was just
thought
gonna
too. I was like,
come and hug you. I was
I mean, I
gonna
had
try
to hurt you because I had to break the spells.
I honestly
Yeah,
think
yeah.
this is like the only way that it could have been done, right? Like, because there's like some stuff in here about like the possession or whatever, but it doesn't say like you get any additional like saves or anything after that. So like I think
Oh.
it needed that mystical power, and she does happen to have that one. So kind of good.
Yeah, I'm glad you managed to get Jomilo
Worked out.
free of the curse from
Yeah,
me, so
free
we
of
could
the
say
curse.
that, because that
Yeah.
had not occurred to me in the slightest at all.
that we had any chance of breaking it. No.
I just thought if hitting him as hard as we can doesn't give him a chance to shake it out of him, we're just going to have to kill him. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
how the hell is this going to work? And then one of us is going to become it. And that's just where my brain went. I never thought of the
jump.
priestess
The
at
moments
all.
of that where I'm like, we're just gonna have to keep killing everyone in this party.
Right. Yeah.
So it's the last episode. He's dropped in a character who's guaranteed to win. We just all have to die to it. We just all have to beat him once, and then becomes us. Okay.
Oh my god.
No, it was good thought.
Well, thanks guys for playing. This was a lot of fun. This is probably my last campaign playing games with other people for a little while, at least as a DM. I think I'm going to, maybe once things settle down here after the baby's here, I might do some like solo like RPG stuff once in a while on the channel just to see how that works. I picked up Solo Dark when I was at Gen Con, so it's like Shadow Dark, but like how you could like spin up a little game if you're just playing by yourself. So I'm gonna try that out. But yeah, otherwise for weekly stuff, stop by on Thursdays. Casey's running his Vecna Eve of Ruin campaign. That's every Thursday at 8:30, so you can check that out. I think Dave is coming back here pretty soon. He's been hard at work on his studio, and I think he's just about ready to start streaming again. So he'll be back on here at some point. But yeah, if you haven't already done so, do please come check out our Discord server. Lots of people running games and hanging out and chatting in there. So come join us. And yeah, I think we'll end the night by doing a raid. I don't see anybody though. We're gonna go somewhere random. I'll see if anybody's streaming Symbaroum. That would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Don't see anyone. We'll go and raid Insomnia Night RPG. See what they're up to. All right, thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.